374-7342. There's no place like home. Town Village Audubon Park.
Sports 56 traffic.
We have a crash on Appling Road and I-40 West. That's Appling Road and I-40 West. Also crash on East Parkway and Central. We have a tree down on Horn Lake Road south of Holmes Road. Is blocking both north and southbound lanes, so just keep that in mind. And also we have a crash on Lamar Avenue on south of Shelby Drive. And this is your Sports 56 traffic update.
Welcome to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston. Co-hosting Sports 56 Mornings is Anthony Sane. Here are Peter and Anthony with Sports 56 Mornings.
Jackfruit food. This some jackfruit food.
It is Sports 56 Mornings. Happy Thursday to you and yours. I'm Pete. You saying?
Good morning.
That's Zach. We're going to get to Zach in a second.
Yeah, I got to get on Zach's head about something he said this morning, too.
Mm-hmm.
He thought I was going to let it slide. I think Zach going to stop trusting me, man. Can we have these intimate conversations in the morning before the show starts?
Intimate conversations.
And,
okay.
I just tell all this business, man. But this is the kind of guy I am. So it's going down. Just tell all this man business, man.
I just going to say something simple. Just, no big deal. But, you said, just want to give shout out to just, fighting through that traffic situation and making it work,
Yeah.
I said you're just continuing to improve,
Yeah, Zach, we hear you, man.
Yeah.
We heard
Appling Road at I-40. Let's get it. Yeah. Let's get it. Watch out. Tree down. Look out. Where's that tree down?
You can't talk yet.
All right. Well, there's a tree somewhere. Zach can't tell us right now, but there's definitely a tree down somewhere in America, and more specifically in the Mid-South. So watch out. As you're driving around, if you see a tree, stop. Do not try to drive through the tree. Much like flash flooding, do not try to drive through the flood. Do not try to drive through a tree that is down in the road. Stop. That's a little bit of advice from old Pedro to all of you out there as you're driving in. We're going to have a fun show for you today. Of course, coming up later on, we're going to talk to our buddy Dustin Starr. Thursdays are usually wrestling days on the show, so we typically have wrestling music and as our bump music, and we talk to Starr at 9 o'clock, so I'm looking forward to all of that. Obviously, we're going to get to a really thrilling and terrible night in so many ways in the NBA. Two awful finishes marred by officials just kind of deciding to take over.
Got to get some shine in the bubble.
Everyone wants to see Scott Foster. That's everyone in the bubble. We're doing all this so Scott Foster can have his moment, baby. Yeah, Scott Foster and Mark Davis. These are the two superstars that we've all wanted to see, and we got to see them last night in full effect. They were outrageous how good they were. Everyone else was
egregiously
awful.
Good.
It was definitely egregious. There's no doubt about that. So we'll talk about that coming up here on the program. Also, we will get set because technically tonight begins the FBS season. Kinda, sorta, yeah. Somewhat, I think. Okay. So we'll talk about that. Have some news from the college football world as everyone's kind of getting set. The Tigers are getting set for their ESPN game on Saturday. We'll discuss all of that. We're going to discuss some NFL happenings, including the what is either going to be a spectacular success, New England 2.0 down in Tampa, or a football version of the Brooklyn Nets when they traded for Paul Pierce and Kevin Garnett and everybody. We'll find out which one it is as Leonard Fournette joins Tom Brady, Rob Gronkowski,
And the like.
the rest of the crew down in Tampa Bay. We'll discuss all of that coming up. So plenty to get to on the program. If you want to join us, you can. First Bank phone lines open for you, 360-8255. First Bank text lines open, 67129. Make sure that you text. Now, all of you that are frequent texters, we love you. Keep on texting. Do your thing. You're good to go. If you've never texted us before and all of a sudden you are inspired, you say, by God, I've got to text Anthony, Peter, Zach. I gotta get them my thoughts. First of all, great idea. Second of all, one thing I need you to do before you text us for the first time, text 56JOIN, 56JOIN, 56JOIN to 67129. Do it one time.
One time.
And then you're locked and loaded, and you can text us anytime you like. I encourage you to save us as a contact in your phone.
Yeah.
With perhaps my picture on your phone to pop up. That would be great, I think. Just a suggestion on my part.
I don't want none of these guys that text or call to the show to have my face to pick up. So surely that's all yours.
I just want it to be like this. Like,
no, it's way out of bounds. I'm good.
I'm gonna give a screenshot right here because that's for you. Now you just freeze it right there, and you can use that on your phone anytime that you want. I think it's great. Better than the screenshot we saw yesterday. Which
that's
was,
actually still on the Facebook page as well.
Is it still on the Facebook page?
Mm-hmm.
This is why I don't mess with Facebook. That's the deal right there. That's why I don't.
I feel you, brother.
Do you?
Yeah, I'm a Facebook guy.
That's your problem right there.
I don't have a problem.
Doing that. You gotta stop doing that. You gotta stop doing that.
I'm loyal to these Facebook streets, man.
You can't. You got to get out of the Facebook streets. There's too much trouble. That's not where you need. It's not where you need to be. All right. So obviously we've done everything we need to do except for one final thing that we always love to do around this time. We have to bring in the third member of our team. You've already heard him give you some incredible traffic. I mean, like some of the best traffic you ever heard in your life. He's out here patrolling the streets. Alone in the sheets, patrolling the streets. Ladies and gentlemen, he is, of course, the Duke of the Cucumber, the Duke of the Zucchini, the Baron of Not Sharing.
We got another Duke. Check the text real fast.
Oh, we got another one?
A new Duke on the scene.
A Duke with no Duchess.
The Duke of no Duchess.
The Maven of Oatmeal Raisins is one texter.
He's also the Maven of Clean Shaven.
He is indeed.
The Lord of the Wrong Chord, the Glutton of the Wrong Button. The Master of On-Air Disaster. Lord Drake of On-Air Mistakes.
Master P of Catastrophe. The Chief Without Beef.
What was the one?
The Happy of Kofefi. The Viceroy of Bok Choy. The Viceroy of Bok Choy.
Yeah, that might be.
Oh, that's so good. That's so good. That's so good. He's the Master P of Catastrophe. We've determined that as well.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, you know him. You love him. You rely on him to get you safe to work every single morning. Ladies and gentlemen, he is not at all even allowed into Westwood anymore. No. And his claim as the Prince of Whitehaven is under serious investigation right now. But for now, he persists as the Prince of Whitehaven with an asterisk beside that.
To be
ladies
determined.
and gentlemen, yeah, TBD. Ladies and gentlemen, he is the one and only Zach.
Make him say,
Make him say what? How you doing, Zach?
I'm good, man. How about yourself?
You got to put some feeling into that.
Yeah.
You're like, make him say, nah.
Nah.
Make him say, nah. That's your. This texter calls you the Mark Davis of producing, Zach. It's got to be seen while eating turnip green.
That is disrespectful.
That is disrespectful.
I
can't stand
Jones.
for that. Mark Davis. I don't know about Mark Jones.
Mark Jones, Mark Davis. It doesn't matter.
Marky Mark.
It don't.
Mark Zuckerberg. It doesn't. So, It was. You talk about the master of on-air disaster. That's definitely Zach. Zach is, of course, the deacon of Not Freaking, and he's the only ordained deacon on these airwaves.
But at least I don't screw up names.
That's what.
What names of what people? Or
Dina McLean.
Dina McLean.
People's names, not street names. People's names, like actual people.
Well, you don't screw up the ends of major playoff games either, and so that's a blessing. Yeah. Because unfortunately, the same cannot be said for the NBA officials. Last night, oh man, there was so much wrong with the end of that game. Game 7, I mean, it was exciting. It was everyone was certainly giving full effort. It was up and down. It was intense, and it was all these things that we've talked about, and Game 7s typically are. Mm-hmm. But the last 2 minutes were just awful for everybody involved, for both teams, the Rockets and the Thunder, for the officials, for the announcers, for everybody.
Right.
Everybody was terrible at the end of that game, and it left a bad taste in your mouth of what was a really competitive series. The Rockets somehow hang on in spite of not playing well at all. They win 104-102. They advance to get swept by the Lakers coming up. Or maybe they might win one. I don't know. But the way playing like this, it's not going to be. They're not going to be there for long. Yeah. This game was so strange, Anthony, in so many ways.
Yeah. They both were good games, though. They just had the endings just were anti.
Endings just left a bad taste in my mouth, man. I can't. It's like a movie. You enjoy the first, hour and a half, and then the last 10 minutes, the ending's just like, what was that? Like, you walk out of the theater like, you could barely remember the stuff you really like because you were just confused by the ending. That's where we were. If you didn't see it, the sequences at the end were just crazy. Both teams going way too fast. Everyone tired, making tons of mistakes, missing shots all over, layups. Just was a lot of sloppy basketball. And then the end sequence where, I don't even know how to describe the end sequence where both Harden and Dort are jumping from out of bounds. So the first person to touch the ball is going to end up being out of bounds. Then Dort gets it in real time, and for some reason, he tries to, even though he's got both feet, like he got the ball back. Now, maybe this would have been overturned on replay, but then he gets the ball back, and for some reason he just tries to fire it off James Harden instead of just like making a play. It was very strange. He was already in bounds when he did it. And then another sequence happens. Scott Foster ends up calling initially on the sequence that would have potentially won the game for Oklahoma City. Danilo Gallinari ends up shooting one free throw because they called a insanely ticky-tack foul on the inbounds pass. Gallinari missed the free throw, but initially it was supposed to be a timeout, and they gave a timeout, and then it was like 30 seconds into the timeout, they all of a sudden just decided not to give the timeout. It was actually a foul, and then went back and tried to explain it. Mike D'Antoni is confused. Everyone's confused about
Everyone's confused, literally.
I mean, everyone.
Because I still didn't see the foul. Like, I've watched the replay again. It's like, okay, so what did – because they called it on James Harden, right?
Yeah.
So what? I never saw anything James Harden did.
They said he restricted him movement. I mean, I guess I don't know. It was crazy to call that foul at that time was just crazy.
Yeah.
But then they go through that last play, and Oklahoma City just was just poop. It was just poop. It's a play that they've run many times before, but they ran it. Houston defended it pretty well, and Oklahoma City just had no. I mean, why they didn't throw it down, or at least make an attempt to throw it over the top to Adams, who there was just a wide open lane. I didn't
understand SGA being the inbounder either. I mean, I understand he's a great player, but big moment like that, he's had a rough playoff experience anyway for a second-year player. You should have had somebody else passing that ball in. He just seemed like he wouldn't. He had a decent game, but he's had a rough playoff. You've seen a lot of turnovers from him, just a lot of shaky-looking play on the court. And I just didn't understand them having him inbounds the ball.
I think it was his size. I think that was the biggest thing is that his size, and the way that's a play that they run for Gallinari. The play was for Gallinari, but it got blown up because the Rockets pre-switched some stuff, and so at that point, then Adams flashes to the 3-point line. When if he just flashes to the basket, you can at least. I mean, I'm not saying it would have been the easiest pass in the world, but you at least sort of lob it up to the basket. And Adams can't jump. He's Zebo-esque in terms of his jumping ability, but he is 7 feet tall. You could have theoretically, sort of gotten a hand on it and tapped it up there. Game ended. How about this though? Just as a measure of how weird that game was. Lou Dort finishes with 30 points.
30 apiece.
The game's leading score, 30 points in 35 minutes. 6 of 12 from 3 for Lou Dort. Lou Dort, Anthony Same, Lou Dort is the first player in NBA history, 21 years old or younger, to score 30 points in a Game 7. He did more than LeBron James only scored 27 when he was 21. Kobe, 25. Jason Tatum, 24. Lou Dort, 30. Lou Dort! What planet are we on? What was that?
Right. And I'm sitting here watching the I didn't think about this until you said it, so I had to pull up the replay. Lou Dort catching the ball and trying to make a play off of Harden when he caught the ball in bounds.
You caught the ball in the bounds. Like, what's he trying to throw it off Harden for? Like, just do something with the ball. Like, no, he didn't know he had jumped from out of bounds.
Think about that, yeah.
But I'm like, why are you throwing it off? Just do something else.
I didn't notice it until you said it because I saw it last night. I saw it as it happened last night. I didn't really think about why didn't he just turn around and shoot the ball.
Turn around and shoot the ball.
Right.
I mean, that's way easier than throwing it back towards your own basket off of a guy and missing. It was, and who would ever thought that it was a defensive play by James Harden, like the only one he's ever made, that would seal the victory. Yeah. And I just and this is where I talked about the announcers. The announcers drive me crazy because you had Mark Jones, who I like Mark Jones generally, but just out here caping for James Harden, like, this should end any discussion about James Harden's defensive effort, because if you see this man flying in this play right here, everyone wants to talk, but look at what he's doing. Right, that doesn't undo like anything. Years of terrible defense and not trying one great play.
Letting guys go to the basket. Yeah.
Just stop with all that. And then Mark Jackson's out here just rambling. I mean, I had to quote it at one point. He said, "It's not at the end of the day. It's not about what you do offensively. It's about the big plays, the little things, offense, defense, winning plays." What? What is that? That's not even. That's just words. You're just out here
putting stuff together. But man, I tell you, this guy Lou Snort.
I tell you, the thing about playing basketball is you just got to play hard, and if you don't play hard, you got to want it more. And if they didn't want it more, then you got to bounce that ball and you got to throw it in. And when the guy throws it in, you got to make it. And he didn't make it, and that time he missed it, and that was that's why that was the problem right there.
I tell you that when Calamari missed that free throw,
Enrico Calamari,
it changed the entire inbounds play.
Calamari.
A 2-point basket could have won the game. Calamari's got to be the guy to knock down those free throws. Speaking of Calamari, let's go back to something, man.
Shea Alexander Grey Goose needs to stop.
that kid Grey Goose. That kid Ja Morant, because he kind of looks like Ja Morant at times.
He does
He's super slim. He's got the big hair. Yeah. But, yeah, man, I'm going to go off track a little bit because this is something that I hear guys like you say all the time, and this is what all you smart guys say throughout the city when it comes down to certain narratives. It just bothers me. Okay. They ran the final play for Gallinari, right?
Yep.
And they did a lot of stuff with Gallinari, right? He's one of their leading scorers, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying he's the same caliber of player, but back when we were talking about the Grizzlies, back in the old world when the Grizzlies were in the bubble, we posed a question.
I forgot about that.
A commonly posed question is, why isn't Josh Jackson playing, right? And everyone was saying, well, he's a free agent, and the Grizzlies probably don't have any interest in him, and they can't bring him back anyway, and yeah. There's no way that Gallinari is coming back to the Thunder next season, right? Unrestricted free agent, made $22 million last year. No way he's coming back, right?
I mean, I don't. It's a weird offseason. That's all I can say.
Yeah, I would just stop the narratives, man. That's all I need you guys to do, man. Just stop the weird narratives y'all have about why teams don't play guys. The Thunder didn't care about anything. They were trying to win games. They were trying to win games, so they're playing Gallinari.
You cannot compare Enrico Calamari
I'm not saying
to Josh Jackson.
I understand it. But the whole narrative.
No. I mean, no. I don't mean like just as players. I mean, you can compare any two players. I don't really care about that. What I'm saying is the roles. Gallinari was a starter and a key player for them all year. Whereas, he every game he played, he started. He never came off the bench. He was always a starter. He was always part of that group.
Mm-hmm.
This is a play that they've run for them.
I understand it, but
like a specific play for
but
him.
None of that matters, right? None of that matters.
No, it does. No. But I'm saying the Grizzlies don't have a pet play they run for Josh Jackson. They don't have a pet play they ran for. This is a pet play they ran for Gallinari. Gallinari's
I'm not talking about the play. I'm just talking about just playing in the playoffs in general. Like they're using Gallinari. They're still a rebuilding team, right? The Thunder.
Yeah, but it's totally different for the Thunder because this.
I don't want to hear it. I'm not listening.
Well, this is then what's the point? We'll just go to break and there's
Zach,
no
put
point.
some music in my headphones.
No, this is a totally different situation.
You narrative makers just horrible.
There's no there's no
freeze Josh Jackson, man.
Who are you preaching to? I've been talking. I've been putting pressure. I put pressure on that organization.
Oh, I know it.
I mean, come on, man. Who are you talking to?
Yeah.
I like Josh Jackson as a player. I think he's more useful and would have been more interesting. I would have loved to see. I don't know. Whatever the narrative is, I still think we should have seen more of Josh Jackson. He didn't play well in that one game against Portland, but other than that, I mean, I don't think that should have consigned him to
his career.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that should have been it for him. But the Thunder, they because it's like long term. Is Chris Paul, Danilo Gallinari, are they the future of the Thunder? Steven Adams even? No. I mean, they talked about trading Steven Adams. They're trying to get rid of him.
The point I'm trying to make, if you look up and down NBA rosters, there are a ton of guys that are unrestricted free agents that teams probably won't bring back that they're using in the playoffs. I mean, they're all over the place, man. Like that whole –
Well, but I'm saying that they had – their whole season was like that, though. They started the season essentially – being, I don't know, picked right around where the Grizzlies were picked. Like, no one really thought the Thunder were going to do anything because it was going to be a transitional season and they might trade these guys and there's no long-term future, whatever. And as it turns out, they got like a very good Chris Paul who was motivated. Gallinari stayed healthy, which is something he's had trouble doing. And all of a sudden they start playing. They realize actually we can win some games and we're okay. Let's take a little run at this thing. So they kind of had to pivot their season strategy because it didn't cost them anything to do it. It wasn't like they were trying in a win now mode. They didn't trade any of these future picks to try to get pieces to win now. They were just like, hey, we're playing with house money. What do we care? Let's go ahead and try to win. If we're gonna, I mean, it doesn't kill us to try to win either way. So that's what they did, and that's why they ran that stuff. But for the Grizzlies, it was different because Jackson was never part of the plan for good or for bad. I'm not saying that was good.
A 22-year-old dude that you ain't even taking a look at.
6'8", 6'9", long arms, played good defense when we saw him play.
Unless Josh Jackson was running around the bubble coughing in people's faces, but there's no reason why.
And you got the Grizzlies out here, missing all these shots, and everyone just looking terrible. And no, I'm with you.
Yeah.
I would have loved to see. I think it would have been worth trying.
Going back to, I almost called him Calamari for real. Going back to
Enrico Calamari.
Yeah, going back to Gallinari. When was the last time he was on a roster that wasn't weird? You kind of get what I'm saying? Like that, even that Clippers team he was on a couple years ago.
Nuggets team.
Those Nuggets teams were probably like 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah, that was the last time. Yeah, he's a player. He's very talented, but because of his injury history and because of his contract and everything else, he's found himself in that kind of weird. It's like a
weird transitional roster.
Yeah, like a Tobias Harris kind of thing, where it's like, he can fit in, he can play different positions, so you can kind of fit him in different roles. I don't know.
What you think he ends up doing?
I saw a guy last night say that running the last two plays for Gallinari and Adams is the ultimate white privilege.
Man.
I thought that was inappropriate.
You gotta do better.
I thought
just gotta do better. Texas saying same.
I got Zach with that.
Texas saying same. Oh, I gotta get Zach too. I'll get him after the break.
Because like Chris Paul was cooking. Like,
yeah, Chris Paul's out here.
Dort was cooking. Like even Shea. Like even like Shea was like had his moments, but that's fair.
Yeah, Steven Adams and Gallinari. This
guy, they were. Gallinari was probably the worst player on the court.
This guy Calamari.
I mean, Darius Baisley would have been better.
That dude Baisley's okay though, bro.
Oh, he can play. Dude, Baisley's a player.
I liked him in the draft. When I saw the Grizzlies, when I heard that the Grizzlies were trying to move up, I thought it was for him. But shout out to Brandon Clark. But yeah, man, that Baisley.
But Baisley's a good player. Baisley can play.
Yeah, he could play a little bit.
Yeah,
Texas
I mean-
says, saying I'm down with the play Josh Jackson moving, but non-comparison. I'm not saying, man, I'm not saying it's the same dude, bro, but I'm saying is, I just use him as an example. As Oklahoma City is a team that's rebuilding. They're in a rebuild, and they don't have any long-term plans for Gallinari, but they still use him. I'm just talking about the whole narrative of not playing guys that aren't part of your plans in the playoffs, which I thought was the craziest thing that I heard too many of you weirdos say over this whole bubble, including you, Peter Everson. So that's all I'm saying.
You know where I stand on. If you want to try to manipulate my words for your own personal narrative, you can do that if you want. That's
free
fine,
Josh
right?
Jackson, man.
I'm fine. I would love.
He's free
to
as
see
hell
Josh
now.
Jackson.
Free
He
as-
is. He's free. Free as a
as-
bird. Go out there.
As free as can be.
do what you got to do. We're going to talk about the other game where the refs really messed the whole.
And
thing
I got to
up.
bust Zach out.
And we got to bust Zach out. And it's Wrestling Music Thursday, so that's exciting. I can't wait to see. Zach, are you picking today? Because I want to see if you're picking. I want to see what you're picking out there. I want to see some old school. I want some old school 80s, 90s music out there mixed in with the new stuff too. I want to see what you're going to pick. I want some weird stuff. Look, come on.
I was going to keep it wrestling theme today, and then Will's going.
That's what I'm saying. I want to see which wrestlers you picked.
Oh, okay.
But I want you to get some old school and some new school. Mostly old school.
Okay. Well,
But I want to see who you pick. I'm just kind of curious.
I'll see what I can do.
And if it's terrible, I'm gonna bust you out on it. So that's just that's the guarantee that I put out there. 360-8255 on the First Bank phone lines. 67129 on the First Bank text line. We're in the Family Leisure Studios. Pete and Sam with you. And of course, the legendary Zach, Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 96.1, 87.7.
Sports Time on Sports 56 with Wallow and Stats. Weekday afternoons from 3 till 6. Right here on Sports 56, 96.1 and 87.7 FM.
Commitment, dedication, perseverance. At FedEx, our people are our strength. Even during these unprecedented times, we are delivering medical supplies, test kits, and the things you need every day. Helping the world move forward together. Strength, what we deliver by delivering. FedEx.
I know the sweetest thing in Memphis, and I know it's been around for 115 years. I'm talking about Dinstall's, and it's time to stock up heavy on Cashew Crunch, Heavenly Crunch, Turtlettes, all of your favorite Dinstall's treats. So easy to get. The sweetest thing in Memphis, all you have to do is head to Laurelwood or head to Germantown and Poplar right across from the hospital, or go where they make the candies. That's on Pleasant View. There's nothing that says Memphis better than Cashew Crunch with that little tinge of coconut, or the Turtlettes. Let's face it, there's nothing better than Dinstall's chocolate. That's the mainstay of all candies, isn't it? Milk chocolate, although their dark chocolate is pretty darn good. And if you get the peppermint with the dark chocolate and put it in the freezer, you're going to love it. So many ways to love Dinstall's. Stock up heavy on all of your favorite Dinstall's treats. 115 years of making Memphis oh so sweet.
I'm here with the outstanding team from Lexus of Memphis at 2600 Ridgeway. They're online at lexusofmemphis.com. Gary, tell everyone how they can experience the Lexus of Memphis satisfaction.
Come in and be a part of our family at Lexus of Memphis. Experience the customer service that we provide to each guest like a member of our own family. If you're on the side of the road and you need us, we're there. If you need help with anything with your car, technology, Bluetooth, the app suite, we have a dedicated team to help you with this in your journey with your Lexus.
That's how they do it at Lexus of Memphis.
Is your wife asking you to stop eating junk food? Well, we have you covered at Humdinger's. It's quick and it's healthy, and most important, it tastes amazing. With many choices from salmon salad to rainbow trout and grilled asparagus. Come visit us for lunch at Humdinger's, 6300 Poplar Avenue. So good, Coach Penny eats with us weekly. Don't forget, Humdinger's offers full-service catering for weddings, social events, or your corporate lunches. You can call 901-260-8292 to find out more.
You already know you can listen to Sports 56, 96.1 and 87.7 anywhere with the Sports 56 app or at sports56whbq.com. But you can also watch live video of all of our shows on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Periscope. Don't miss out on anything. Stay in touch with Sports 56, 96.1 and 87.7 on social media. Sports 56 traffic.
We still got a crash on Appleton Road and I-40 West. That's Appleton Road and I-40 West. Crash on East Parkway and Central. And also we still have that tree down on Horn Lake Road south of Holmes Road. Both lanes are blocked because of the tree that it's the debris on the roads with the tree that is down. So keep it right here. This is your Sports 56 traffic update.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston.
Yes, I will be good, I promise.
Co-hosting Sports 56 Mornings is Anthony Sane.
That's great, man.
Now, back to Peter and Anthony.
Rising from the ground, echoes of the sound, ashes of the past form the present, and the future is now. They can't wait till another goes down. I am the path of destruction, and I'm here right now.
This is after my time.
What are we listening to, Zach?
Yeah, what is this?
Yeah, this is Tyson Kidd.
Oh, okay. Hey, do you, man?
I don't know who he is, but that's the first name that came up.
Yeah.
Do you, brother?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He
That's
used
okay.
to come to the ring wearing like Beats headphones or something one time.
Mm-hmm.
It was I didn't understand what was going on with it, but yeah, that was his thing. There was another guy that was kind of a guy that they used Science of the Culture was Tyler Breeze or something. He used to come out with a selfie stick and his phone was hooked up.
Yeah.
His phone was hooked up to the Titan Shrine. So, like yeah.
I like that I like right there. Texter 67129. Here's something else I like. Texter, clarifying to you, very very nicely. I think the comparison wasn't good, Sane, because Gallinari's skill set and price tag requires he be played even if he's not part of the future. Jackson doesn't have that going for him. I don't know what the real story was, but I have a hard time believing they would not have played JJ if there wasn't some issue.
I mean, yeah, whatever. I mean, I'm not saying it was the greatest comparison
Whatever,
in the world,
says
but,
Anthony Sane.
But
response.
I just that whole thing just reminded me that Josh Jackson should have been playing.
No, you just mad. Whenever Josh Jackson comes up, you just get mad.
Yeah, bro, because that was a waste of a.
And
of
you
a
just
young
like
player,
you
bro.
just like, and then you just start it takes you into that negative space.
And the more I just kind of watch the playoffs, like I'm totally behind the Grizzlies front office. You guys know that. Like I absolutely love what they're doing, but the thing that they're doing, it might come back to bite them, is that they're they're going after a certain type of guy, a certain character of guy, and it seems like Duke University is Kleiman's version of Kansas. I mean, like you know what I mean, like that's Chris Wallace's Kansas to Zach Kleiman's Duke University. So, I mean, that's all well and good, and you've hit so far doing the things that you're doing, but I think that you might actually miss out on some actual guys that can play, because when it comes down to as these guys grow together. And you look at guys in the league, they're like those crazy guys, those dogs, those Jay Crowders, those type of dudes, the Marcus Banks, those kind of guys. Not Marcus Banks, Marcus Smart, those kind of guys.
Marcus Banks.
Yeah, definitely not Marcus Banks, but the Marcus Smarts of the world. Those are those guys like Josh Jackson who are just like just nutcase dudes. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I think we can't just have all nice good guys. You got to have some guys that are not lunatics, but you got to have some guys that are tough and have that edge. On the team, and I'm not knocking the Jay Crowder trade because I hate my eyes roll when I hear people talking about why did we trade Jay. But
you have to do the voice if you're going to talk about that.
Who? Oh man, Jay Crowder, man. Dude, really, man. That's the dude we need, man. The small forward, the shooter, man. Bro,
hey, Jay Crowder's played pretty well.
Yeah, here's the thing, bro. Like, I told people
he's perfect for the Heat. He's perfect for the Heat.
Like, bro, it's like I'm not. Jay Crowder looks good with the Heat, but I'm not gonna act like Jay Crowder wasn't shooting 30-some% from the field, 29.
Oh, he was chucking it. It was
you talk about Dylan Brooks? He was doing worse than what Dylan Brooks is doing.
Much worse. His game, he had that one game against the Clippers where he looked like Kawhi, but otherwise he was
terrible.
He was flat
terrible.
Insane.
But we do this summer. I think the Grizzlies should try to find a way, whether it be from a small marginal trade or something in free agency to get some type of wing type player who's got some vet experience and maybe a little toughness to him. So we just can't all have all good guys. You got to have somebody that's crazy. You got to have Marcus Morris or something on your team.
Well, yeah, but here's what I would say though. I agree with that when the Grizzlies' time comes for them to take that next step toward being competitive. When they start really wanting to be a somewhat of a contender, then I think they're going to need that guy.
Mm-hmm.
The thing that I think they're a little bit concerned about in the locker room is, they've got
Getting
a
that
lot
guy
of
here, and I got you.
yeah, they got a lot of young guys right now who aren't ready for that. When Ja is a year or two in, and his voice is more mature, and he's truly the alpha in that locker room, and he can come in and take control on and off the court. Then I think you can bring that type of guy in. But right now, everyone's a little fragile. It's still there wasn't that control in the locker room just yet. You had some vets that were trying to let their voice be heard, but also they wanted to let Ja learn how to talk. So I don't think it's the right situation for that right now. But I think 2-3 years, I agree. In general, your point is, I think
you
it's
just gotta be
right.
careful, man, because I understand they have a type of guy that they're looking for, but I just think having a guy like Josh Jackson who could be that young crazy dog dude in your locker room that the guys like. It's not like Josh is their guy. He's a guy that a lot of people in the league like. Period. He's just that guy that everyone kind of latches on to. And I just think having a guy like that in your locker room, developing him in your system, that could be your Draymond Green type. Not comparing skill level.
I mean, let's go back to Steven Jackson and for the Spurs, and when Rodman was with the Spurs, and you always have
that guy on your roster.
But those teams had strong locker room leadership already, and so the front offices were okay with that. They had strong coaching. The Grizzlies have a young coach and a young locker room, and they're not. I don't think they're stable enough right now to handle that without.
But
risk.
Peter, come on, man. We know there weren't any issues with that team as far as those guys.
No. But I'm not. But I'm saying there's the reason for that. But the reason for that is because the locker room was so. I mean, the chemistry was there. There was all a lot of high IQ, low maintenance type guys that were just out there to play. You remember when Tyreek was there? That the locker room was different. It wasn't the same, and it wasn't.
Free Tyreek Evans, man. What you?
So
still on suspension.
Get that man. Clear that man. That man deserves probation.
Free OJ Mayo as well.
Free OJ.
While we're out here,
I think his.
Hey, look me in my face and ask me, would I bring back Tyreek and OJ Mayo right now?
Would you bring back Tyreek and OJ Mayo right now?
Yeah, right now.
Not OJ Mayo. OJ's playing in the Philippines. I don't know. OJ's gone on.
I bet you could put OJ Mayo in the bubble right now. He'll drop 30 on somebody.
30 wings.
30 pounds.
A 30 piece. He and Zion can go at it. But
OJ Mayo get buckets in today's NBA, man. You crazy. All these undersized twos. You think OJ couldn't go off in today's NBA? You crazy.
I mean, OJ
might be 35 years old.
he looks 135. I saw him. I genuinely, I think he was in the Philippines. I'm pretty sure.
Last time I saw him, he was looking like Teen Wolf on the court.
His hair is just, is outrageous.
Yeah, OJ is 32 years old.
I mean, OJ's 32?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
It doesn't seem like he should be that old, man. OJ is old as hell.
That makes me feel old.
Yeah, man.
I got to find out where. I think, like I said, I think he's in the Philippines. Last I checked. He got reinstated to the USC program, though.
Really?
About a couple months ago, after all the shenanigans that went on out there. So I see I see a story here where in the Philippines he got beaten by somebody named Jeremiah Gray. That's a shame.
Yeah, because he was saying that he didn't want to come back to America because of COVID. He thought that I remember that.
Yeah. Well, and also because he's not playing that.
I ain't mean to the NBA, man. I was just
just making sure everyone understands the situation there. Man, unbelievable. OJ Mayo.
Hey, you know the Grizzlies need back next year though?
OJ Mayo?
No. Crap, man, I can't think of his name, and I said it yesterday. He's Facebook famous. The wing of the future.
Oh, Dion Waiters?
No, the starting small forward of the future. The next Rudy Gay. The next Kevin Durant. 3 years away from me and 3 years away.
Bruno
Caboclo.
Bruno Caboclo.
Need Bruno, man. That's the
Bruno.
answer right there.
Come on.
Bruno Caboclo is, I guarantee you, he's 24 at least.
Bruno is 20. He's 25.
Let me see.
He's listed as 25, I think. So he must be.
No, he's probably 30. Yeah, he's
Bruno's
he's getting ready to turn 25.
Bruno's a different cat. I had some interesting conversations. Bruno's a
yeah.
Bruno's a dude that I think it would be fun to party with.
Yeah, he's a little of a
I think
astronaut.
Bruno is a little bit of a free spirit.
Yeah, he's an astronaut, a space cadet. So
he goes to He did Brazil. He went to Carnival a few times. He knows. He knows how.
He takes that flight to Astro World every now and again.
Woo! he tells some stories about Carnival. Man, that sounds.
Yeah.
I got to get down there.
Man, somebody told me one time. He said, "Man, Bruno Caboclo don't even speak English." I said, "Man, cool line." So I was like, "Okay, bet." So I had it just stuck in my head that Bruno Caboclo didn't speak English. You know what I mean? So then I walk in the locker room and he's speaking English. I said, "Man, what in the world? What Bruno Caboclo are you talking to?"
He speaks his English
Perfect.
is not it's not like the best, but it's like it's perfectly acceptable. Like,
man.
You can have a conversation with him.
Yeah, but boy was talking like he's just in America lost, like he don't really know what to do.
Well, I don't know if you follow. Like, no, I mean, I don't know that you follow the Brazilian political situation.
No, I don't.
But they have a president who's very very Trumpish and Bolsonaro.
Mm-hmm.
And there's some big controversy and all that. And so Bruno's like, I was talking about something or other, and then he just goes off on this thing about Bolsonaro, and he starts talking like politics for, I don't know, man. It was like 10, 15 minutes. He's giving me conspiracy theories. He's got this whole idea about what's really going on in the Amazon, and all. It's like, Bruno, this is big time. I don't know what to do with all this information you're hitting me with. I think he might be the Brazilian Kyrie Irving. Like in the right situation, I think he has some unique ideas.
Yeah, he's a space cadet, man. Like I said, he's got a season pass to Astro World, so ain't no.
But he doesn't get the attention because he's not concerned about what's going on. But you remember, he was one of the dudes that broke the bubble.
Yeah,
because of his space cadet.
Dude.
You remember he was one of those dudes.
He thought he was in Astro World, man. But check this out though.
Can't believe the Rockets didn't play him last night.
Yeah, why not? Why not a 6'9", 7'7" wingspan? Hey, tell me this, bro. Did you know that the entire nation of Brazil came after me on Twitter one time? Like the entire country of Brazil.
Did
you know that?
I did not know that.
It was in the Olympics a couple years ago. Well, not a couple years ago, of course, but was the last one in Brazil 4 years ago?
Rio, yeah. I guess it was 2016.
Yeah, so entire nation of Brazil comes at me, right? Because I'm watching the whole, they do the thing where they do a tribute to the country. And I was like, okay, I didn't know anything about Brazil at all. So I said something that was offensive as hell on Twitter. I ain't gonna lie. I don't even know if I can repeat it on there. I might text it to you, and then you tell me real fast. I say it. But no, okay. Here's what I said. I don't think it's stupid. It was a stupid thing to say.
It's stupid. Okay,
but it wasn't particularly. Okay, I said I didn't know. I said okay. I'm sitting here watching a dedication to Brazil's history, and honestly, I didn't know Brazil was known for anything but gorgeous women, and the entire country came after me. Like I got 1,000 tweets that night.
I mean, that is a pretty ignorant thing to say. I mean, you have to sort of. I mean, like I don't know. I can't.
Like coming from a guy who frequents the internet. That's all I knew when I saw Brazilian. When I heard the word Brazilian, that's all I thought about was, the type of independent films I would watch that included.
Arnold Schwarzenegger's a changed man. If you go back and watch his film when he went to Brazil back in 1980.
Yeah, I mean, that's the only thing I knew about.
Well, that's the only thing he knew about either. He was mesmerized by the shaking buttocks and bulbous breasts of those Brazilian beauties.
And so when I said that, the entire nation called me all kind of words that when I looked them up, I was like, oh, okay.
Well, basically
like call me N-word. Okay, shout out to that.
Yeah. They do that. There's
somebody called me back when I was doing the Luka stuff, when I was stirring up the Luka people. Somebody called me a Slavic on there, and I asked my friend Kevin Lipe, who's a European translator. And he said that
he speaks European.
Yeah, he said basically they're calling you like a racist N, like a.
Yeah. Well, they have. There is a term. A similar term in Brazil itself. They have the folks that are dark-skinned Brazilians versus lighter-skinned Brazilians.
Yeah.
They face the same level or a similar story they've been in. There was a slavery situation. There was it's a very similar story in Brazil, and the discrimination is real. So
right, when I was watching independent films, I wasn't discriminatory about things like it. The skin tone didn't matter. I'm just a fan of the acting of it.
That's beautiful, though. That's the way it's supposed to be, right?
Yeah. That's why.
Although some people in those independent films they like a specific skin tone for their particular enjoyment of certain acting. Right. You know what I mean?
All lives matter, man. I don't see color at all. Just a big fan of independent filmmakers from Brazil.
So there's talents across the whole spectrum.
They have a great maid service over there. The pawn shop industry is booming.
Well, I do think
the taxi service
is outstanding. Well, I had one of my dear friends he's a mathematician, which won't surprise you. He spent several months in Rio, staying on the Copacabana as a part of a mathematical program of some sort. I'm still unclear as to how that worked,
right.
But he had plenty of stories to tell.
Did his bank account decline?
There were individuals that tried to make that happen on a regular basis. But no, he has mostly very, very nice things to say about having lived there for a while.
Never been. I don't know if I'm invited because once I slighted.
You're not invited at all.
Once I slighted their great nation's history, I don't think I'm allowed.
You're not invited at all. But I probably am, and I'll go there on your behalf.
They said you Slavics can't come over here.
And I'll try.
Some dude called me a Slavic. I'm like, man, Slavic, man, what is it? So I called Kevin Life and said, yeah, he basically called you an N. I was like, I bet.
There you go. We'll come back. We'll get to the Bucks Heat. Heat up 2 games to none now. Bucks very much in trouble. We'll discuss that and more as we continue. Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 96.1, 87.7.
We are Sports 56 WHBQ. Listen to us daily on AM 560, 96.1 FM, or 87.7 FM.
The folks at Homer Skelton Hyundai want to say thank you. Thank you, Memphis, for another spectacular year. They set records, but I can understand why. You think about the product. Where else do you get a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty? That's what you get on every new car at Homer Skelton Hyundai. Oh, and thank you again for the 11th straight year, the #1 certified pre-owned car dealership in all of Memphis. It starts with that product, but then it goes to the shopper assurance. Where else do you go where you get transparent pricing, flexible test drive, take the car for a couple of days if you want, streamlined buying process? You're not going to be there all day, in and out. And then, and I have not seen this anywhere else, the 3-day worry-free exchange. You buy a new car, if you've got any buyer's remorse, you've got 3 days to change your mind. Just get on Lamar, take it into Mississippi, the first exit's Craft Road, turn left, and go see Chris True and all the gang at Homer Skelton Hyundai.
Frontier Western Store is open and ready to serve you for all your needs in boots, apparel, pet food, and more. Frontier is proud to be a local leader here in the Mid-South when it comes to boots. Stop by the store today for an incredible selection of name brand work and dress boots. Come browse aisles and aisles of top quality boots at everyday low prices in our world famous boot showroom. Dan Post, Rocky, Durango, Twisted X, Georgia, Ariat, and many more. There are so many styles, colors, and fits available, you might need a hand picking out your favorites. Luckily, Frontier's knowledgeable sales staff will cheerfully assist you with any questions you have and ensure the proper fit of your new boots. Frontier also has an amazing selection of jeans and shirts by Wrangler, Ariat, and Carhartt, as well as a fully stocked women's boutique department with thousands of tops and dresses at unbelievable prices. New arrivals often. Frontier Western Store, 5880 Gilman Road in Olive Branch, and on the web at frontierwesternstore.com. Family owned and operated since 1967.
Chris Price here for Brian Elder Roofing. The storms we've had over the past several months have been devastating to our communities. The rainy season is ahead. You may have not even noticed the dripping in your attic, water stains throughout your home, or even worse, mold and mildew. Please call Brian Elder Roofing and we will send out our project managers to assess any damage. We will not try to sell you a roof if all you need is a repair. We will measure your roof from outer space. 0% for 60 months, even no payments till 2022 are available with approved credit. If you've noticed missing shingles, water stains, leaks in your roof, call us before you call your insurance company at 867-0303. That's 867-0303, and we will provide a free, thorough inspection of your roof's condition.
Call 867-0303. Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
Finding the next job is a big job, and that part of what you do is a little tough right now. Because of that, Lowe's for Pros is here to help. Get $400 in leads on us with a free 1-year subscription from HomeAdvisor to connect to jobs that make sense for you. Sign up at lowesforpros.com/pro-loyalty to get started. Just one more reason why Lowe's is the new home for pros. Now let's get to work. Subscription and $400 lead credit subject to HomeAdvisor's approval and terms. Valid for new HomeAdvisor customers only. Lowe's loyalty required. More terms apply. Valid through 9/9 U.S. only.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston.
Yes, I will be good. I promise.
Co-hosting Sports 56 Mornings is Anthony Sane.
That's great, man.
Now, back to Peter and Anthony.
Your time is up, my time is now. You can't see me, my time is now. It's the franchise where I'm shining.
John Cena.
You can't see me, my time.
Yes, sir.
You like John Cena?
That's Gabe's favorite wrestler.
Really?
John Cena is so transcending, bro. Because here's the thing.
He is.
Here's the thing, bro. Gabe literally just started watching wrestling this year, like this calendar year. But he knew who John Cena was way, but it's like he's so big to kids. Like he's literally Hulk Hogan to like what Hulk Hogan was to us. Like he's transcendent. Like TV, toys, cartoons, movies. Like he's
the number one Make-A-Wish granter
was John Cena
in the world, in all time. The record holder. He's granted more wishes for kids that have terminal illnesses and stuff. He's an incredible story.
Yeah, he's huge to these kids, man. Roman Reigns is up there too, but not nearly because he looks greasy, so he's not really it's super huge with kids as Cena is. But like here's the thing, bro. Like we'll talk about Dustin Starr about this as well. Like Roman Reigns looks like a bad guy. Like he doesn't look like he ever was supposed to be good ever. And like they just now did that with him. Like it's incredible. Like the way his fighting style, everything is like a bad guy. But
it's different. It's a different world.
You know who else Gabe likes?
Jimmy Butler?
No. Oh man, we gotta talk about Jimmy Butler mustache too. Talk about nasty. Talk about greasy. Oh,
Yes,
do I got time to get on Zach before we go to the break?
You better hurry up.
All right. So this morning I come in, right, and we're talking about breakfast. I had a bad experience getting breakfast this morning. So Zach's like, yeah, man, I used to go to this Burger King right here all the time and get breakfast. I said, oh, so have you had the vegan, the Impossible croissant sandwich or whatever? He's like, no, I don't eat that. So I'm like, bro, what in the world are you eating at Burger King?
Just a egg and cheese croissant.
You can eat egg and cheese croissant?
Newsflash, Zach. You ain't supposed to be eating no eggs, bro.
Yeah, I can.
He can eat eggs.
I can eat
How?
eggs.
It comes from a freaking chicken.
Yeah, but it comes from a chicken without killing the chicken.
Whatever you saying you are, bro, I hope your mom and grandma and them ain't listening because, bro, you ain't no vegetarian, bro.
Okay.
It's a vegetarian. You can be a vegetarian, eat eggs. Vegetarian.
Yeah. We can.
That's not part of.
We can eat eggs.
Y'all eat cheese too?
Yeah.
Yeah. These are things that come from animals without killing the animals. You got to milk a cow. You got the chicken's gonna lay eggs, no matter what.
But bro, the whole process of
you gonna throw the eggs away?
The whole
what are you
process
gonna do?
of chickens having eggs like that is like that ain't humane. Like that ain't good.
It can be. I mean, I'm not saying Burger King. My guess is Burger King's not running free-range chicken farms in the back of the restaurant. But in general, it can be. It's no problem.
You might as well just go and get you some meat, my brother.
No. I can't do it.
Bro, watch your independent Brazilian film. Get you some real wings.
Not boneless.
And not with jackfruit.
It's a jackfruit fool. Give me the wings.
Put them bones up. Put the bones down right now.
For real, you could eat as long as it's not gathered from in killing the animal or anything like that. You can't wear leather without taking the skin off. A cow. It's very difficult to do.
Like the legendary Lil Dicky said, the rapper Lil Dicky said, you don't eat the meat. You just be rocking it, ish.
No, but I'm saying like that. That's a vegetarian person wouldn't do that. I wouldn't think. Zach, do you wear leather?
No.
See, he don't wear leather. He's avoiding that's part of the religious situation. You don't want to no animal.
But you'll eat
but a part of me,
but chicken embryo.
I know we up against the break,
but it's the unfertilized embryo.
but a part of me.
So you'll eat
A part of me
chicken,
wants.
It's just an egg. It's just an egg. It's what happens.
You ever thought about what we eat sometimes, bro?
Yeah, I think about it all the time. Wings. It's yummy. Those are wings.
Eggs.
I know. What about them?
Think about what you eating, bro. Just think about what you eating for real.
Animals eat eggs. We're animals.
It's like getting up with whoever once a month, like, hey, I need something about you, so we gonna eat this.
It's definitely not like that.
No,
What's
it
the
ain't
difference?
like that at all.
What's the difference?
I mean, there's a lot, but I definitely can't go into.
We drink milk. Milk is like drinking like breast milk from a human, but it's from a cow. Why we drinking that, bro? Human beings are freaking savages, bro.
I mean, we are the only animal that doesn't.
Imagine going to a cow like, hey, I need some of that stuff that you got for your babies. I'm about to drink that mess and turn it into some ice cream and cheese and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Like,
and we're great. We're very innovative. We're the only creature that does drink other creatures' milk.
Yes.
That's true. But we do a lot of stuff. We're the only creature that knows we're alive. That's what. I mean, what do you want? You know?
How you know animal don't know they're alive, bro?
They don't know they're alive. They just know they just do their thing.
So why they
They're
defend
animals.
themselves? Why they fight for their life?
Well, they know that they don't want to die, but they don't know that they don't know what being alive means.
How
they
you
don't
know?
what they don't have consciousness. It's because they don't their brains are not capable of it. They don't know what consciousness
Man, you
means.
too smart for your own good, man, to say something like that. Hey, well, that dog doesn't know he's alive. How you
He
know?
doesn't. He doesn't know he's alive.
That dog might think we might not know we alive. But did you see that video of
The dog is not capable of that.
Have you
type
seen
of
the
thought.
video when the dog was taking a picture, was taking a family picture, and the cat was in the picture, and the dad dog went and picked up the cat and made him straighten up to take the picture right? I'll send it to you. Have you seen it? Have you seen it?
Yeah, I've seen it.
It's an adorable video, man.
I mean, that sounds adorable. Animals are most certainly adorable.
So you tell me that dog ain't aware that he's alive, but he knows he's taking a picture and made this cat line up?
He doesn't know what being alive is. He knows he doesn't want to die because he has instincts. He has instincts. Is I got to eat. I got to do this. I got to. He knows.
Man, be quiet, man. Go to commercial.
Being alive. He doesn't know what being alive means.
Zach,
he
you
doesn't
false
know.
claiming.
He doesn't
You ain't
know
no-
eventually he's gonna die.
Zach,
He
you
doesn't
ain't
know
no
that.
real vegetarian.
No, I'm definitely not false
Hope your
claiming.
mama and them ain't listening because they gonna kick you out the family.
You treading down a slippery slope.
Yeah, you about to get all of Brazil and all the congregation.
The
gonna be mad at
congregation
you.
over you. Hey, so
Yeah,
your whole
you don't
church-
want you don't want that smoke.
Is that your whole church? Don't you know a meeting?
Yeah.
No, it's part of the
yeah,
deal.
everybody knows. Like
That's
even,
part of his
even
deal.
some of the church members are vegetarian. And vegan. So
I mean,
it's
that's part of
it.
y'all doctrine or whatever.
Yeah.
Where that's at in my Bible then?
I'll show it to you.
Oh, this is going. You
Y'all
going
do some other stuff now.
No.
What about that Kool-Aid? Y'all drink Kool-Aid?
Yeah, we stopped drinking Kool-Aid a long time ago, man.
Go to break, man. I'm out.
Hour number 2 on the way. Real Sports Dog, Sports 56, 96.1, 87.7.
Fall is right around the corner, and so are the holidays. And Window Genie can make your home or business sparkle with their streak-free guarantee window cleaning, gutter clearing, pressure washing, and so much more. And now they are offering early specials on your holiday lighting. That's right, Window Genie will customize your lighting, install it, maintain it, and store it away. Install by November 1st and get 15% off. Call Kate Robertson for a free estimate. Window Genie 901-424-4100 and ask for the Sports 56 special.
Farmers Insurance knows that there's a not-so-subtle difference between the sound of a car hitting your rear bumper and the sound of a clown car hitting your rear bumper.
Whoa. Sorry about that.
We call that a three-ring fender bender, and we covered it. Talk to a farmer's agent.
They know a thing or two because they've seen a thing or two.
Call Chad Gatlin at 901-235-1176 or get a fast quote at memphisfarmers.com.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Underwritten by Farmers Truck Fire Insurance Exchanges and Affiliates. Products not available in every state.
Save now on your 2021 swimming pool at Family Leisure. Buy now at 2020 pricing and save your spot for the first installation of 2021. Patio furniture 20 to 30% off. Play gyms in stock. Beat the heat with an indoor game table or slate pool table. Pool toys and floats up to 30% off. Family Leisure, Whit Road at I-40, where family and fun come together.
Family and fun come together.
Jay Farner here, CEO of Rocket Mortgage. Making the right financial decisions has never been more important. When you turn to Rocket Mortgage, we can help guide you to those right decisions now, when they matter most. Mortgage rates are near historic lows, so now is a great time to call 8338-ROCKET. And if you need some extra money, a cash-out refinance could give you that financial boost you're looking for. Call today at 8338-ROCKET or go to rocketmortgage.com to learn more.
Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLS number 3030.
At Jason's Deli, you can stuff yourself full of great deli food that's healthy, fresh, and best of all, it's not expensive. Jason's Deli is all about choice. Whether you're looking for a gluten-free menu, vegetarian sandwiches, healthy kids' meals, or if you'd like to invent your sandwich via the build-your-own selections, Jason's Deli has you covered. And they only use fresh, wholesome ingredients. Choose from the club and specialty sandwiches, paninis, wraps, soups, salads, pastas, and much more. I love the cleanliness in the restaurant, the hospitality, and of course the cost. They have a huge salad bar and great soups, including Southwest chicken chili, fire-roasted tortilla, organic vegetable, tomato basil, and many, many more. And if you're planning an event, their catering department is fantastic and can handle any size party. Go check out Jason's Deli's 4 locations. On Ridgeway in the Park Place Center, that's my favorite, on Germantown Parkway in Cordova, at Poplar and Highland, and on Goodman Road in Olive Branch.
Have you dreamed of owning a car that starts every time when you turn the key? A used car that looks good and doesn't break down when you go somewhere? Call 901-380-5800. Victory Auto Sales now. Do you want a car that doesn't come with a set of jumper cables in the front seat? Do you want a car that gets good gas mileage and really is reliable transportation? Call 901-380-5800. Victory Auto Sales now, or check out the website at victoryauto.org. Call or visit Victory Auto Sales at 4885 Elmore, just off Covington Pike now, for a car you can afford and financing that doesn't take your whole paycheck. When you call Victory Auto Sales at 380-5800, you can throw away the jumper cables. When you buy a car from Victory Auto Sales, the tow truck driver will no longer be your best friend. Call Victory Auto Sales now, 901-380-5800, for a car that really is reliable transportation. Call 901-380-5800 now. That's Victory Auto Sales. VictoryAuto.org.
We are Sports 56 WHBQ Memphis, WIVG-FM Tunica Memphis, and WPG-FLP Memphis. Flynn Broadcasting Stations. Sports 56 traffic.
There's nothing new to report on the roadways this morning other than the previous previous car accidents and the tree that is down off of Horn Lake Road south of Holmes Road. So just keep it right here for your traffic update here on Sports 56.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston.
Yes, I will be good, I promise.
Co-hosting Sports 56 Mornings is Anthony Sane.
That's great, man.
Now, back to Peter and Anthony.
Goldberg. Where's the steam? Where's the sparks? Let's go.
So good. The dude used to have me glued in on Mondays, bro. Just see him have a squash match with somebody.
It's like Sick Boy versus Goldberg.
Yeah.
Goldberg just spears him.
What was the dude's name? He was like, God, his name just came to my mind. Horace.
Horace, absolutely.
Goldberg
Remember the Flock.
Yeah.
Horace, Sick Boy, Kidman.
Yeah, Billy
Saturn.
Kidman was nice.
Yeah, Billy.
Look itchy. He used to legit
look
itchy.
Those guys. They made those guys look.
Yeah, he looked
disgusting.
itchier than Jimmy Butler's mustache back in the 1999.
And Goldberg come out just spear everybody,
Yeah,
everybody.
Demolishing dudes. And they had Kevin Nash beat him, and it would look so trash.
Oh, it was because because Nash was jealous of his whole thing, and it's just disgusting.
Bro, they let those two dudes ruin WCW. Kevin Nash.
They did. And Hulk Hogan, too. Don't forget about Hogan.
Yep, had those ridiculous contracts. And they said anytime anyone got paid more than them, they had a clause in their contract where they would instantly get bumped up to make more than whoever got paid more.
It's called the Most Favored Nations Clause, is what they called it.
Man,
anytime
terrible.
somebody came in. And Hulk Hogan had that legendary creative control clause, which means that anything you want to do to his character, he has to approve.
Yeah,
and so
trash.
They don't work like that.
I got some text too, man. Over the break, we're gonna wrap this up.
Well, why don't you hit those up, and then before you do that, let me tell people it's gonna rain again. Sorry, just hate to tell you, it's been raining basically the whole week.
Yeah,
it's a little more rain, and it's gonna be cloudy. high in the mid 80s. But then tomorrow's going to be just cloudy, I think. So for high school football, I think you're going to be okay in terms of weather. And then it should be nice for the weekend. So enjoy a nice weekend out there. One other thing real fast. Hey, Zach, you're doing a good job on that traffic. I want you to get a little more oomph into it, though. I want like a little more a little more power in the read. I want some. You still seem unsure of what you've seen up in the sky. I want you to deliver it with force and impact.
I got you.
There's accidents on the road. McLean, watch out! There's a tree.
There's a tree in McLean.
Go! There's an accident. Somebody in a car ran into another car. Oh, back up! Be careful.
So it's like live action.
Yeah, I want you to narrate it like it's really going on.
Yeah, you should put like you know how you put your break video up on the screen, Zach, when we go to commercial?
Uh-huh.
You should get like footage of Grand Theft Auto and just like put that up. Like you're doing your traffic report.
Like Demolition Derby.
Right.
Just like, ah!
What was that game that was on the first PlayStation? With, like,
Destruction Derby.
Some with some clown or some clown or something.
Oh, Twisted Metal.
Twisted Metal,
yeah.
yeah.
All right, so anyway, where are you going to get to these texts?
Yeah, man. Texas says, y'all confusing being a vegan with a vegetarian. Vegans don't supposed to mess with any animal products, which I knew, eating or wearing. I knew that. Shoes, purses, all that. I knew that. Leather, all that. A vegetarian is someone who doesn't eat meat. That's it. Eggs isn't meat. And I call BS on it. If I'm not supposed to be eating a chicken, why am I eating something that came out of a chicken's buttocks? Like, why am I eating it if I'm not supposed to be eating meat at all?
This is not meat.
Then it says, well, a chicken isn't meat. A chicken is poultry. Well, I said, well, the vegetarians eat chicken.
Not everything that comes out of an animal is animal product.
Man, get out of here, man. And to your
animal
point,
byproduct.
He said the same thing I said. He said eggs is like what happened to women on their cycle. Chickens lay eggs. No. Chickens, listen. Chickens lay eggs regardless if they're having sex or not. It's their cycle. I said the same thing. You eating come on, man. We eat some, man, bro. As humans, we
what
do
are you
some
talking about right now?
As humans, we do some.
I want you to look at yourself in the mirror.
You tell me
what
is egg? What is egg?
You want me?
You're the radio podiatrist and all this kind of stuff. Over
I don't know what feet have to do with any of this.
Because when Marcus all hurt his foot that time, you had just a diagnosis for this man.
I did.
That's a long running joke. Man, what is Peter Emerson doing talking like he really know about Marcus Hall's feet?
Because I talked to podiatrists. I got into podiatry.
Man, hey, you got a lot of ghetto degrees, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I do. Oh man, I big time. I'm a big believer.
All right, so come on, ghetto degree. Talk to me about what's an egg then.
Listen,
when chickens lay eggs, what is it?
Do you really want to get into the reproductive cycle and stuff? Do you really want to get into that?
Man, I'm so tired of you, bro. Hold on, let me check my text again. Who right? My girlfriend saying they are right. Who? Man, I'm not finna argue with you dudes, bro. That's what an egg is, bro. Egg is like a chicken having a menstrual cycle, bro. See, it ain't
that's,
like
but that's
I know that, baby.
That's beside the point. You're talking to your girl like you're actually talking.
Right, but she's not. Me.
She's not. You don't voice text in the middle of the show.
Bro, if you're telling me if you're a vegetarian and you eating eggs, you are false claiming, bro. I don't care what nobody says.
No.
How are you not? Y'all just want to eat eggs.
You're not eating.
Y'all just say y'all want to eat eggs. Just say y'all want some kind of joy, bro. If you're eating an egg and you're a vegetarian, you're not a vegetarian, bro. I don't care what you're saying, bro.
You can't. No, the rule. You don't get to make the rules. The rules have already been established.
No, bro, it's trash.
Hey, listen. I had this whole conversation with my wife one time about this.
Your wife vegetarian too?
No, about the chicken thing. What you're talking about?
Mm-hmm.
What we're talking about?
She took my side, didn't?
No.
Man, both of y'all tripping there.
Listen, the explanation. If the egg is fertilized, does the egg leave? No.
Huh?
If the egg is fertilized, does the egg leave in egg form? Just like you're talking about the cycle, whatever else. If it's fertilized, what happens?
I don't even know what you're talking about, brother.
So I'm saying there's no embryo. There's no.
Man, y'all can say what y'all want to say.
There's no embryo.
If you ain't supposed to eat no chicken, you ain't supposed to eat no egg.
It's not there. It's an unfertilized.
Hey, man, what a real. Hey, I don't. You know what? Let me say this then. If you a vegetarian and you ain't no full vegan, I can't fool with you no way, bro. You ain't talking about nothing. What a vegan's at? Maybe throw these V's up on these folks.
Be careful, man.
So, no, if your morality is I don't want to harm.
Man, y'all ain't talking about nothing, man.
If your morality is you don't want to harm the animal, then what does it matter? Eggs don't harm the chicken.
Bro,
the chicken has to be alive to be able to produce the eggs that you're going to eat.
What a real vegetarians. Where y'all at?
Milk is not produced in any kind of a.
Where y'all at, man? These guys false, man. Y'all false.
There's nothing false about any of this stuff. Like,
bro, there's no way in the
you
world
you are intentionally not understanding this.
How you saying you a vegetarian, bro, and you don't eat meat, but you're eating an egg that came out of a chicken's.
There is no meat.
Body.
It's not meat. It isn't meat. It isn't animal flesh. It isn't. It's not fertilized. There's no animal. There's no animal matter in the thing.
I can't deal with this.
It's the egg that would have theoretically been fertilized, and then it would have turned into the meat. Sure, but it's not fertilized. So there's no meat in there.
Then my girlfriend saying I sound ridiculous. No, I don't. All y'all do.
Your girlfriend is trying to help you right now.
No, bro. You
should listen to her.
Y'all crazy.
You should listen to her.
Insane, bro.
Shout out to Joy. Keep texting this man and try to keep him under control because he's out here just in a totally different zone.
Man, I bet she won't call in.
Zach, do you want to comment on this?
I bet she won't call in and argue me on there. I bet it.
Nah, I love it, man. I love this. I love this dialogue, man.
Man, you fake, man. Go.
There's nothing fake.
Did you guys do Bible study in this to figure out who's right about all this? I mean, did you guys do the Bible? I want to see the Bible study. The Bible study. I want to see the. This sounds like when my Church of Christ friend tried to save me, and I'm like, man, I'm Presbyterian. I'm good. Like he's like, no, you're not good. Here's this verse. I'm like, oh God, there we go. This the whole thing. Yeah.
Sick of this stuff, man. I'm not even sitting and argue with y'all folks, bro. Eat what you want to eat, bro. Because you know what? I'm going to eat an egg, chicken, a breast, all of that. So
that's right. You're not a vegetarian, so don't worry about it.
I'm a meatitarian. Unbelievable. Who on the phone, Zach? Let it be Joy. All right, go off on her. Nah, she don't know her number, bro. But yeah, Jimmy Butler's mustache, man. It's trash. Let's talk about is that what we talking about now?
I'm so thrown by this conversation. I don't even know where to where to go.
Miami Heat defeated the who? Hey, bro, I ain't gonna lie. Milwaukee Bucks scared me, bro. Listen. Hey, bro, I'm gonna tell you what I'm afraid of for real though. Listen, bro, for real. We hit on this yesterday. Cause Taylor Jenkins ain't nothing but a baby Boonhoser, bro. Like
He's baby Bud.
And we did basically the same thing. Like, we looked good during the regular season. Then when we got to the real deal, they tried to do the same stuff, run the same sets. But was not working, bro.
Minutes. Well, I will say that at least Taylor Jenkins extended John Morant's minutes, whereas Bud is still playing Giannis 36 minutes in his games because he's setting
his rotation.
Yeah, well, and because he sits about with foul trouble. 3 fouls in the first half means that Giannis is just going to sit no matter what. Well, you can't get those minutes back. That's one of my biggest annoyances out there. I'm glad we got off the egg thing. That's one of my biggest annoyances out there.
I ain't off of it. Let somebody text me and say they agree with me.
Oh, please, God, nobody texted on that. Please, just keep texting.
Man, y'all just want to eat eggs. Y'all just justifying eating eggs. Don't say that mess is right. Just say y'all want to justify that mess.
The thing I don't get about sitting a guy with 3 fouls in the foot, you don't get those minutes back, man.
They're gone.
You don't get they're gone. I mean, if he fouls out of the game, he's not playing. If you sit him on the bench, he's not playing. Like, what's the difference? These coach rules, it drives me nuts. Like, in a game like this, let this man play. And do you think he can't handle the minutes load? He played 35 minutes and 39 seconds. The MVP of this, what? Like, come on, man! And you need this dude. You need everything he can give you, and it's so frustrating to see how he's doing these minutes. I don't understand it. The decisions not to change their defensive scheme very much at all. I'm not saying you got to overhaul the scheme because you can't at this stage. You kind of are who you are, but you can tweak. You can make some changes. You could tweak the roles of some of these players, and we just haven't seen it. It is alarming, I have to say.
Yeah, it's terrible. Miami is really taking it to these guys, man. And I was talking to some guys in the group chat yesterday, and they said it's past the point of Miami thinking they can beat the Bucks I just think that they're at the point now where they know they're better than the Bucs, and they're beating them. Because even though the game was close, Miami seemed to have the Bucs at arm's length the whole game. Like they were holding them by their head and watching them swing punches. And I think that, man, if this was a traditional series, like when you go on the road, it'd be a sweep because we'd be Game 3 and Game 4 would be in Miami. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man, it's I'm down for it, but we're going to talk about Jimmy Butler's mustache. That's happening.
But first, we're going to talk.
Yeah, we can talk more like serious stuff if you
want.
want.
I want to go to is Dan still on the phone line?
Yeah.
Yes, he is.
But you don't want. Okay, come on, Dan.
Let's talk to Dan about this. Dan is really the issue of the day, the hot button issue of the day, more so than the NBA playoffs or the upcoming NFL season or college football getting underway tonight. Is eggs and insane discussion about eggs. Dan wants to talk eggs. Good morning, Dan.
Dan, how you doing, brother?
I've had a hard time keeping the car on the road listening to y'all this morning.
Y'all know I'm telling the truth, man.
Well, now all the things I learned in high school health, Anthony, we just went out the window with your theory about eggs and all that. I'm thinking, do not teach reproductive health.
No. Sane is not a reproductive.
What you got, man?
That's all I'm talking about. I'm talking about just that whole egg thing. I mean,
yes, Dan understands the science of this.
I'm 66 years old, and now everything I knew went out the window because of your egg theory.
Man, when I was in elementary school, there was a poster on the wall that showed the food groups, and with the meat and all that stuff was some freaking eggs in there. They had chickens and they had eggs up there.
You're right about that. I remember seeing the pyramid.
Thank you.
I'm quite a bit older. Hey, let me ask y'all a question. You guys been listening to the new Grind City? The two girls that are on, the two ladies.
They come on the same time we do.
Yeah, we're out there. It makes it difficult for us to.
Although
I have nothing but love for Jessica and Megan and
literal friends.
Good friends.
Yeah, I figured they were. They seem to be doing really well. I mean, I don't listen to it, but I have somebody who works on the show. So
yeah.
Listen, guys.
Well, I'm friends with somebody who works on the show too.
Got named CJ Hurt. Got named CJ Hurt.
It's amazing. I'm friends with all three of them actually. So, yeah.
You guys are entertaining.
Thank you.
Thank you, brother.
I appreciate that. Boy.
You heard Dan agree with me too, right? Because you had the pyramid in your class too, right? With them big eggs in there, right? So now you're gonna tell me that
what are you talking? What
you gonna tell me that?
What
right?
is this,
bro? Y'all quit playing with me, man. If you want to eat if you want to eat a chicken's menstrual cycle and say that's not meat, if that makes you feel better, that's great, bro. I mean, whatever works for you, because I'm eat all of it. If an egg had legs, I'd eat that too. If an egg walked around like on Garfield and Friends with the Egbert with the legs hanging out the bottom, I'd eat that too.
Zach, you want to? Is there anything that you want to?
Listen, man. Like,
I mean, I feel like it's it's a lost cause, quite frankly.
I honestly think it is. Like, it's an alternative, but it's not. But it's not the real thing. So
no, I mean, it's not even.
Man, I'm sick of y'all, man.
It's not even close.
Not gonna be muzzled by y'all.
So, I mean, it's just you have to.
Cause you justifying your egg eating. Man, you ain't no real vegan, bro. I mean, you ain't no real vegetarian.
Yeah, I'm not a vegan.
I know you ain't, and I know it's a difference between the vegan and the vegetarian.
Do you think?
An egg ain't no vegetable. I know that. Why you talking about you a vegetarian?
Of course not.
Man, that's crazy. Y'all just justifying wanting to eat eggs, bro.
No.
Because that's a good source of protein, right?
Yeah, it's an option.
That's why y'all doing it.
Anthony.
All right, man, we're going to move on. Jimmy Butler mustache yesterday had...
No, stop. Just real fast.
All right, man.
Do you think an egg yolk is an embryo or something?
Yeah, it is. Well, what is it then?
No, it is not.
No, I'm not an embryo, but it's like I said what it is, bro. It's a monthly, like a monthly occurrence for a woman.
No.
Well, what is it? What's the purpose of an egg, bro?
The egg. What do you mean? What's the purpose of an egg?
Like why the chickens drop eggs?
Why do you think it's meat?
Because it's coming from meat.
It doesn't just because it comes from meat doesn't mean it's
man.
Meat.
We could have a whole nother adult conversation because I want you, as far as vegans go. I want you to look up can vegans participate in certain acts, and it's going to say, no, we don't do that.
Vegans are different
but
than
I'm saying, but it's the same logic, though,
no,
bro.
No, it's not.
Man, I can't say what I got to say because we on radio.
Not.
But
no, it is not the same logic.
Right,
We've already talked about this.
All right, bro.
An egg, the yolk of an egg is not an embryo. The yolk of an egg is what the embryo would theoretically feed on if it were in there, but it's not because the egg is unfertilized.
Man, I'm sick of y'all.
So it's just protein.
Somebody called me the chief of belief. on God. The chief of belief.
I mean, that's what. So it's just protein. Like it's just.
Somebody sent me an article saying, "What are we really eating when it comes down to eggs?" And I'm gonna read this article at the break. But I'm not gonna argue with y'all all morning, man. But you know where eggs come from? China.
I mean, this is one of the like.
Oh God!
I mean, it's not.
Zach.
It's not.
Hey, bro, Zach kind of bowled up to me too, and I said he wasn't a real vegetarian, bro.
Yeah, because that's hurtful.
Hey, Zach, it's a hallway right behind both of these doors, man. We could discuss all that. Oh, man,
it's just unbelievable. I don't. Okay.
But Jimmy
Let's
Butler's beard.
let me just make sure everyone understands this real fast. Eggs are not meat. They are just protein. They're a good source of protein if you don't eat meat. A yolk of an egg is not an embryo. So if you've ever accidentally hatched an egg that had an embryo in it, which every now and then those do get through, then you would understand the difference. It's very obvious, the difference. They're very clear. If you have a little chicken there, you're like, oh, that's definitely meat. You don't want to eat that. Not good. Yolk, not meat. Just protein, you're okay.
Man, you tripping.
If you're a vegetarian, which Zach is, if you're a vegan, not okay, because they don't eat any animal byproducts, which byproducts are not meat.
Yeah, Jimmy Butler's mustache yesterday, 13 points, 3 of 8 from the field, 2 game-winning free throws.
Urine meat?
Huh?
Is urine meat?
Is urine meat?
Yeah. It's produced by an animal.
Come on,
Does that
man.
make it meat? I mean, by your logic, that's meat.
Whew. We're going down a rabbit hole.
But
well, isn't that right? Isn't that what you just said? Anything that comes out of an animal is meat. So is that meat? Are tears meat?
You won't find a bad batch of pee-pee that turns into a human, though. But the wrong egg.
What do you mean the wrong egg? Wrong batch won't turn into? What is it? It's not magic. There's a very real process that goes on.
You said sometimes an egg can slide through.
Yeah, because typically they're all unfertilized. But if there's a fertilized egg that got in there,
hey, there's such thing as fertilized pee-pee, man. So.
I'm just saying it doesn't make it meat.
Man, I'm
just nothing that just because it comes from an animal doesn't make it meat. Is my point. An egg comes from an animal. That doesn't make it meat any more than urine comes from an animal. And that you would say that's meat.
It's not the same thing, bro.
It is the same thing. It's a byproduct.
Because
animal byproduct.
An egg and a chicken does have something to do with the reproductive process, right?
Yeah, and urine has stuff to do with the excretory process.
It has nothing to do with reproduction.
It doesn't matter. Just because it has reproduction, this is the system. It's a body system, like the excretory system or the digestive system or circulatory system or whatever. That's just a system. It's not. That egg has nothing to do with reproduction because there's nothing in there to reproduce. It's done.
All right, bro. Well, I'm not either one of them.
3608255. Any animal husbandry specialists, poultry farmers, feel free to weigh in on this. Somebody help Anthony Sane out here. That would be great.
I already got somebody who said they agree with me in the text line. So as far as I can stand on this the rest of the day, you want me to?
That person's not a farmer, or a poultry scientist, or anyone else.
A poultry scientist.
Hey, that's a thing. That's the thing. All right, let's take a break. Good Lord, Zach. Remember this traffic. I want. We got to get after it. Okay. I want some excitement.
Let
I want
me do
some
it.
energy.
Hey, Zach, let me do it. The next
No. Zach's got to. This is gonna be Zach.
Oh, man.
Let's get out. Or maybe you just do the traffic, but open up our mics, and we're going to add some sound effects.
We're going to add some. We're going to co-sign. We're going to do some ad-libs on that joint.
That's right. All right.
It's lit.
Real Sports Talk.
We're doing that?
Yeah. Real
Talk. Okay. 961-877.
Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy get you through the midday with Sports 56 Middays. Delivered by FedEx. Weekdays from 10 till 1 on Sports 56, 96.1 and 87.7.
It is time for the final clearance sale at James Davis Men's Store in the Laurelwood Shopping Center. Listen to this, 70 to 80% off on all spring and summer merchandise. You heard me, James Davis, 70 to 80% off on all spring and summer merchandise. Unreal selection of sports coats and sports shirts for your next Zoom call. Limited selection of shorts and knits, but there are some. If you get there, you'll get 70 to 80% off. Here's some of the brands you can save on during this incredible sale. Peter Millar, Sandstrom, Mac 5 Pocket. I'm talking 70 to 80% off while it lasts. The only place in Memphis that you can find the Stant custom shirt and pants system. only at James Davis. This exclusive store for this unique custom fitting apparel where shirts start as low as $98, pants at $168. Go see it to believe it. The clearance sale at James Davis.
Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
Chris Price here for Brian Elder Roofing. The storms we've had over the past several months have been devastating to our communities. The rainy season is ahead. You may have not even noticed the dripping in your attic, water stains throughout your home, or even worse, mold and mildew. Please call Brian Elder Roofing and we will send out our project managers to assess any damage. We will not try to sell you a roof if all you need is a repair. We will measure your roof from outer space. 0% for 60 months, even no payments till 2022 are available with approved credit. If you've noticed missing shingles, water stains, leaks in your roof, call us before you call your insurance company at 867-0303. That's 867-0303, and we will provide a free, thorough inspection of your roof's condition.
Call 867-0303. Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
There's a new commissary in town in Collierville. Germantown Commissary is doubling. Yeah, they're still going to have the old Germantown Commissary by the tracks, but now there's a huge new Germantown Commissary in Collierville at Poplar and Houston Levee Road. It's huge, too. There's a drive-through. There's plenty of parking, no telephone pole to get in your way, a cool patio. It's right by the track, so the tradition continues. And this is a tradition that's been around forever. That commissary is famous for hickory-smoked, slow-cooked Memphis-style barbecue. They've got a private party room at the new one in Collierville. Self-catering still continues. Party packs for $5.95. Basically, the great ribs, the great pulled shoulder, the great deviled eggs. Everything is there in Collierville and Germantown now. So there is now a Germantown and Collierville style of barbecue. It's called Germantown Commissary.
Hi, this is Rob Brown. Join Pete Cordelli and me for Sidelines, Saturday mornings, 8 to 10 a.m. on Sports 56, 87.7, and 96.1 FM. We'll cover the Memphis Tigers, the SEC, recruiting. Hey, if they keep score, we're covering it. Check us out on the website at sports56whbq.com and sidelines.live. Sidelines is brought to you by Duncan Williams Asset Management. Saturday mornings, 8 to 10 a.m. Get up and give us a call.
Sports 56 traffic.
We got one closure. We got a road closure.
Closed? Watch out. It's closed.
Yes, it's closed. It
ain't open.
It's Northern and East Street in Hernando, Mississippi. Power lines are down. Trees are down.
Uh-oh.
So
Watch
keep
out.
in mind.
Going down.
Shout out.
Definitely. Keep in
Treat
mind.
there's a live wire down there on the ground. Don't touch it.
Very live. So
Very live.
road closure, Northern and East Street.
Nope.
In Hernando, Mississippi.
Yep.
And this is your Sports 56
That's
traffic.
it? There's no other traffic?
No, that's it. This is your Sports
Everything
56.
else is good?
Yeah, so far.
You guarantee everything's good.
Everything is smooth
There it
as
is.
butter.
Just stay out of ass in the house.
They're not even like slowdowns or anything?
No.
Oh,
And this is
wow.
your Sports 56 traffic.
There it is.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston.
Yes, I will be good. I promise.
Co-hosting Sports 56 Mornings is Anthony Sane.
That's great, man.
Now, back to Peter and Anthony.
Still give you chills every time you hear that.
Absolutely.
That first gong come in.
See, John Harden is tweeting in with a picture of some slowdown on Riverside Drive. Come on, Zach. What are you're not giving him a full.
Hey, man.
Like I got people on the street. They didn't send that in to me.
You got to get this. Your street team has got to get downtown a little bit.
Man,
your street team in downtown. John Harden says there's a.
He's the Lou Dort of wrong traffic report.
All right.
The Lou Dort of false traffic reports.
The Lou Dort of traffic reports, and they're wrong all the time. So Jimmy Butler's mustache. I'm not getting back into eggs because you've been clearly
egregious.
proven wrong and terrible. So,
just egregious.
Jimmy Butler's mustache is egregious. It looks real. I don't know what the word is.
It has to be a health violation for the bubble because it just seems like it's just several clusters of Rona just stuck in his mustache. It just seems like every time he breathes in, it's just like months of coronavirus just piled into his mustache.
It does look like the health department would want to stop Jimmy Butler. It just seems participating in anything.
Yeah, it just seems like it's too much bacterium and just grossness built up in his mustache.
It looks like he's a sailor that's been like out at sea for a long time.
Yeah.
He hasn't had any access to any sort of any razor or any kind of implement to treat his face, and it's just he might have scurvy. And
from that text I sent you at the break, looks like he might be eating an egg sandwich or something.
It's boy,
terrible.
Yeah, you got to wash your face after that.
He looked like he just had his face in the wrong place, man. It just looks bad. But I'm
probably
sure
smells real bad
I'm
too.
Sure,
that looks like it smells
I'm
terrible.
sure it's adding to his defense on the court. I wouldn't want to, I wouldn't go one-on-one. I just pass the ball away. Like, no, I want no parts of you, Jimmy Butler. Your mustache it's giving me the itches.
They're going to make him wear a mask.
Yeah, on the
game,
court.
In the middle of the game. He was the first player.
Right, like that guy I told you when I went out on a date who had the mask over his nose and the top lip. I need to do that to Jimmy Butler.
Yeah, not for COVID, just because we just don't want to be part of whatever that is.
And then the hairs are going all over the place. It's not just like a big porn stash, like a caterpillar. It's like this nasty like hairs going every way. And
he looks like an old like a villain in like a old movie where like he could like wax that thing.
Yeah.
Turn it into a little.
And it's all intentional though. It's intentional because I mean.
He doesn't have time for that, man. He's working every day. As soon as he walks out there, he's practicing. As soon as he leaves the gym, he's thinking about basketball. He's not thinking about self-care and maintenance. He's not thinking about cleaning up.
Yeah.
He's not thinking about any of that stuff. He doesn't have time for that stuff. Well, all he's got time for is working on his game.
Right. And on the court, he's been a beast. I give Jimmy Butler a hard time often just for the nonsensical things that he does, doing the most and those type of things. But Jimmy's a beast, man. And he's flat football in the bubble. Yeah, he's doing his thing.
Well, he is flat footballing. There's no doubt about that.
And shout out to your boy. I forget names so bad, bro. I probably don't qualify for this job because I forget players' names all day long. Joel Embiid, constantly trolling on Twitter. Shout out to Joel Embiid. Man, I'm looking at this dude mustache, bro. That Johnny is out of bounds, bro.
It's the game itself, as we talked about, really a concern going forward. The Bucks down 0-2, and now they got to go, to Miami.
Yeah.
I mean, they lost the first two at home, so I mean that's
it's about to be crucial.
Woo,
man. For the Toronto Raptors, for the Milwaukee Bucks. Shout out to Drake when the line about to turn 0-2 into 0-3, man. It's about to happen, bro.
Bubble's perfect for Drake though, because he can just go wherever. Like he just stay there and just go from team to team, and he doesn't have to go anywhere. No, don't have to even fly anywhere. He just right there.
Yeah,
go from one locker room to the other, and he's good to go.
Dude, I'm sitting there looking at this joint, man.
You got to stop looking at it. It's taking too much.
It's like on Austin Powers, the guy that had the mole, and Fred Savage had the mole in his face. Mole.
It's too much.
Bro,
so now, what do you think happens at this point now? Do the Bucks figure this out, or I really do think that Mike Budenholzer is one of the worst coach games from a guy who is a legit good coach.
Who we call one of the better coaches in the NBA.
Yeah,
I'm worried about.
Alarming. I'm alarmed. It's alarming.
Yeah, bro.
It's alarming.
I'm worried about here in Memphis as well because we do.
Well, that's what I mean when I say it's alarming.
Taylor Jenkins, man, hey, you getting the side eye? I'm looking at you. I'm worried about you, bro. Cause that's your guy. We talking about the vitamins. Might need to put the vitamins down and take something else.
You got to learn, you got to grow, you got to get better, and all that stuff. But like, it's a concern, man. It's a concern because so many things are similar, and scheme wise, there's just not a way to leverage Giannis in his length and his ability defensively is better leveraged from the weak side. But if they do that, then that neutralizes his ability to be a one-on-one defender. So they gotta find a way to scheme this a little bit better. I don't think they've played terribly. But I think the coaching difference has really been that's been the edge. Like, it hasn't been, the Bucks have not shot threes well in the series. If they just make their threes, then they're fine. In game one, if they just make their free throws, they're fine.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's not like they're getting just comprehensively outplayed or anything like that. They're very much in the series, but it's getting too late. I mean, now you've got to win 4 or 5 to win the series. That's pretty tough to do. And at the end of the day, you're going to have to tweak something. You're going to have Giannis is going to have to play more than 35 minutes and 30 seconds.
Yeah, he's
the MVP. I mean, how is he not playing at least 40?
Yeah, in any situation where you're only playing 3 more minutes than Brook Lopez, 2 more minutes than Middleton, 5 more than Matthews and Bledsoe. Yeah, I don't get it, man.
I mean, Chris Paul's out here playing 40 minutes. He's 35 some odd years old. I mean, you can't. You play your guys,
right?
And that's where. And that's the one thing I will say that from the Grizzlies standpoint is a little bit better, because at least Taylor Jenkins played, Ja Morant big minutes, down the stretches. So at least there was
over
that.
At that point, man.
I'm just saying that's a little.
Yeah.
That's a little bit. It's a little bit better.
Bro, how old is Kyle Korver?
35, 36, somewhere there.
I would have thought that man is 39 years old, bro.
39? Oh, jeez.
And he looks. You know what Kyle Korver looks like? You remember that show Beauty and the Beast?
You know what they always say: white don't blight.
That's a lie. That's not true.
You hadn't heard that phrase before?
No.
Never heard of that.
Never in my life have I heard anything about
white don't blight.
the longevity of white skin. I've never heard that ever in my life, ever.
White don't blight.
Man, I can name some names on Twitter of people who, when I first got on Twitter, looked like they aged 40 years since then.
I guess there's a reason you don't hear that phrase. Anyway.
No, for real, though. You know who Kyle Korver looked like? You remember,
Ashton Kutcher.
No. You remember that show Beauty and the Beast? The live-action TV show Beauty and the Beast?
I never watched
Google that joint and tell me dude don't look like Kyle Korver. He looked like Ashton Kutcher, too, but he looked like
he
dude.
definitely looks like Ashton Kutcher. That's
Google, in your free time, Google Beauty and the Beast TV show. And tell me that mess don't look like.
Should I also do Brazilian
No,
independent film?
No, don't look that up. Because you might have to turn your safe search on. You might take safe search off to find it. So
I got it. My safe search stays off.
I'm not intimidated by safe searches.
No one's going to muzzle me.
I'm not going to be muzzled. My search history. But yeah, man, it's over. It's over for the Bucks. It's over for the Raptors.
You're calling it? You're calling it for both?
I called it this week. I called it earlier this week. Both of them, Gunzo. Milwaukee Bucks.
That's it?
Get out of here.
Celtics Heat, Eastern Conference Finals.
Celtics Heat is going to be
I'm already calling Lakers Clippers in the Western Conference Finals. They might as well just hit that skip to next button. Is just you might
those two conference finals, man, are going to be fire, regardless of the bubble or old world, new world, whatever. Those conference finals are going to be off the chain, man. Boston and Miami, and then Lakers and Clippers. Man, it's going to be.
But we got a little work to do before we get there.
Oh, it's
but I'm. All
right, let me ask you this: combined for the games that are left, how many total wins will you see between the Bucks, Raptors, Rockets, and who's the other team? Denver.
Nuggets,
how many total wins will you see left between those series?
Nuggets 0, Rockets 1. I think the Bucks and Raptors will each make that a series. So I'm going to say 2 each, so 5 total.
Man, the Raptors going to get swept. You hear that right now.
I don't think so, man. And they were right there in that game too. I think they're going to be, I think they'll be all right.
Boys gone, man.
Nah, I think they'll be all right.
Paper champs. They're gone.
Nick Nurse is a good coach.
This ain't the regular season, bro.
Nick Nurse they won the championship.
They got a bunch of with Kawhi Leonard. He ain't there. It's just a bunch of dudes, bro. It's Pascal Siakam.
They got Fred Van feet, man. Everybody knows that.
My boy Fred with Vans on his feet. No, they ain't got it, bro. I mean, them ain't no real hoopers you talking about, bro. They good. They good playing for Toronto, but nah, bro. Them dudes finna get worked. 4-0 sweep. You heard it here first. My boy Fred Van Fleet finna get sweep.
Raptors win Game 3.
They play tonight, huh?
Yep.
Hey, turn a 0-2 into an 0-3 now. You heard it here first.
Turn an 0-2 into a 4-2 now.
Saints playing. Tell you, bro. Turn a 0-2 into an 0-3
now. The Clippers. Now I will predict this. I want to see what the. Now I want to see what the line is here before I give my official advice here. So the Clippers are 6-point favorite tonight. Put all of your money on the Clippers tonight.
That's what you're doing. Oh yeah, because Denver's tired too.
Denver is exhausted, and they're not as good as the Clippers, and they're exhausted. And it's going to be.
We in the Drake mix today, man.
I think it's going to be.
It's going to be a wash.
115 to like 95 or something like that.
You're going to see Kawhi and them on the bench in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I think 6. No, all day long. I need to know what the total is on that, but I would say, I think for sure. I think it's already gone up to 8 now. Now that since I even saw it, I saw it last night, and I think it's gone up to 8 now. So I still want the Clippers.
Yeah, man.
I'm not sure it can go up to enough for where I'm not gonna take the Clippers.
I got some breaking news too, man. It's about to make me mad. I'm about to go off real.
Is it about eggs?
Nope.
Okay. All right. Well, hold on to that. How about that?
Yeah, after the break, man, I'm gonna go off.
Ooh, we got some serious breaking news.
You saw it too?
Yeah. Is that what you're talking about?
It's trash, man.
We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about it. Because it is. Wow. Okay. I can't believe this is real, but apparently it's real. We'll find out what that is when we come back. It's exciting. It's breaking. It's very good. Jaron watching another Canadian making his way into the world. It's exciting. We'll talk about that when we continue in the Family Leisure Studios. Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 96.1, 87.7.
It's R&R on sports.
The word is out about R&R on sports, where you've heard interviews from Ken Griffith Jr., Dr. J, Hank Aaron, and many, many more. R&R on sports, Saturday mornings, 10 a.m., Sports 56, 87.7, and 96.1. Don't miss us.
Tee it up at Edwin Watts Golf Shops this Labor Day weekend for the Trade-In, Trade-Up sale. Trade in your old clubs, gloves, balls, bags, or shoes and save big on your new gear. Trade in your golf balls and get $3 towards a new dozen. Trade in your shoes and get $10 towards a new pair. Trade in your golf bag and get $25 towards a new one over $149. And get a 50% bonus trade-in on your old clubs. It's all happening now through Labor Day at Edwin Watts Golf Shops, home of the 90-day satisfaction guarantee. Offer excludes Scotty Cameron and select limit products.
When the idea of divorce becomes a reality, you need someone on your side. If you are a man in this situation, you should consider contacting Cordell & Cordell, who has helped men navigate complex family legal issues for 30 years. Visit us at CordellCordell.com to learn more.
Contact Cordell & Cordell to schedule an appointment with one of our firm's Memphis attorneys. Online at CordellCordell.com. Office in Memphis, 6000 Poplar Avenue, Suite 225, Memphis, Tennessee, 38119.
One thing I really admire about Central Barbecue is their commitment to quality.
Then why do they let you do their commercials?
I'm talking about their food. Everything is prepared with devotion to taking the time and effort to create perfect barbecue.
Oh, I know. That's exactly why I was wondering why.
They're not kidding with that slow-smoked Memphis-style slogan. They smoke their pork for 14 hours. Do they have to? They do if they want to be the best barbecue in Memphis, and they are.
And yet they let you just throw together.
There's nothing better than Central Barbecue because they care.
Except apparently about their radio ads.
Hi, I'm Troy Five-Ash, owner of Five-Ash Roofing. Do you have any idea why I never speak the way I am right now? It's because if you're honest, sincere, and knowledgeable, you do not need fast-talking, high-energy, gimmick-promising advertising to get a customer's attention. Speaking of that, how do you think companies can offer huge rebates and giveaways when you use their services or buy their products? By overcharging you in the first place, that's how. Five-Ash Roofing doesn't operate that way. It's misleading and dishonest. When I provide a customer with the best products and the best service possible and do it at a fair price, why would I need gimmicks to sell it? Best products, best warranties, and best service possible. That's all we offer. Well, that and financing. Five-Ash Roofing, proud partner of the Memphis Tigers and the official roofer of the Memphis Tigers home team. Five-Ash Roofing, fair, honest, and ethical. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
Five-Ash Roofing, it's what we do. We're here for you.
Looking for a high-efficiency planting solution? The Case IH 2150 Early Riser Planter combines the industry's most accurate planter technologies with a rugged row unit for a fast and uniform emergence. The Case IH 2150 Early Riser operates at your speed and adapts to unique field conditions so that you can maximize your yield potential. Stop in or call Mid-South Ag Equipment at 662-890-3141 to learn more. That's Mid-South Ag, your Case IH Equipment headquarters.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston.
Yes, I will be good. I promise.
Co-hosting Sports 56 Mornings is Anthony Sane.
That's great, man.
Now, back to Peter and Anthony.
Jerry the King Lawler. Zach, the Prince Boyd. Breaking news.
I don't even want to talk about it.
To the Family Leisure Studios. Well, guess what? We're going to talk about.
Because I can't say what I want to say. You know what I want to say.
Why can't you say what you want to say? Aren't you supposed to? You're not supposed to be muzzled like a mad dog. Say what you want to say. Say what needs to happen. Ladies and gentlemen, breaking news. The Brooklyn Nets have announced that they have named their brand new head coach of the NBA franchise, and that coach is none other than Zach Boyd. That coach is Steve Nash. Steve Nash.
Whose previous coaching experience includes none.
Whose previous coaching experience includes
nothing.
Having played 2K extensively on coach mode. So
Jacque Vaughn wasn't good enough, right? Jacque Vaughn, who had that team with nobodies playing very well in the bubble. That guy wasn't good enough, right?
So not according to the Nets leadership.
And basically, Steve Nash is going to be the figurehead, and Jacque Vaughn is going to be the team. Is going to be the coach still, but the head coach is Steve Nash. Nah, you play that, I'm going to say something I ain't supposed to say on the air. So cut that off. Cut it off. I'm going to go off on the air because y'all know where I'm going to go with this.
What,
man, quit playing with me, man. Hey, cut the music back on, bro, because you playing with me now, bro.
When you ever when has this ever stopped you before?
We saw Jacque Vaughn in his interview. We saw Jacque Vaughn in his interview, on his on the job training interview, whatever. So basically, he's moving over to let Steve Nash, who hasn't coached anything ever, come in and be the head coach of the team. And Jacque Vaughn is basically going to be the coach from the bench while Steve Nash is learning it on the job. And how many times have we seen this, bro? How many times have we seen this before? So I guess Steve Nash is going to be Steve Kerr, right? Just because he used to play in the league in MVP.
Well, his Steve, a point guard named Steve, who is was a 4-letter last name and is in his.
You know, I heard people say that Penny Hardaway wasn't qualified to coach the University of Memphis a couple years before they actually gave him the job. There was a big debate in Memphis. People said, "Well, Penny's not ready. This ain't East High School." What did Steve Nash coach? At what levels he coached it? But they're about to give him the reins of the NBA team when Jacque Vaughn coached his ass off in the bubble and had all those guys behind him. And I can name other reasons why Jacque Vaughn would probably do well as a coach, but I don't want to go there. I don't feel like going there this morning. I don't feel like arguing with y'all.
Who's arguing with you?
But y'all get where I'll get where I'm going with this. Like, why was Jacque Vaughn not good enough? Why is he hired as the assistant coach for a man who's never coached a game in his life, who they've given the keys to an NBA team? Why? What makes them think Steve Nash is good? Because he was such a heady player on the court, so intelligent.
Yes.
It's a thinker's game and all those type of things. Yeah.
Yes, apparently so.
Coach on the floor. He's a coach on the floor and all those great things.
So here's let me sort of.
I don't want to hear it. I'm out. I'm about to pull a Kenny Smith, man. I can't do this. I ain't making no noise. Hold on.
Well, let me say this. Let's look at this thing from all perspectives. all perspectives matter here. Number one, if you are thinking about this from their perspective, okay, from the management of the Brooklyn Nets perspective, here's what they would say. They would say, number one, Steve Nash has worked extensively with Kevin Durant over the last 5 years on and off the court as a player development coach and a consultant, quote unquote, with the Warriors. But he worked with and he's established a very good relationship with Kevin Durant, who obviously is a huge part of what they're doing in Brooklyn. So this would be a thing that Durant would want. And presumably because Durant has such a big influence in Brooklyn, he and Kyrie, that they would have been consulted with and probably signed off on this move before they did anything like that. I don't think they would do that without those guys being on board with this move. Number two, if you have a team full of big names, you're going to need, in most cases, a big name coach to deal with that. And Steve Nash brings his own level of big nameness to the mix. That might be something that they are considering. Now, if you're asking me, no, I wouldn't. No, but you're not asking me. I'm just telling you that is the logic behind what they're doing. And I've told you, in my opinion, NBA coaching is. I'm not saying. I mean, it's not easy to do, but there is a certain level of coaching where it's sort of 6 of one, half dozen of the other in terms of X's and O's and all that stuff. All those, I think there's a certain level that most of these guys have a pretty good feel for. I have no idea about Steve Nash's feel for that because we don't know. But I do know that it becomes more with a team like this. It becomes more about the politics of it than anything else. And I can't imagine they wouldn't have done this without having those guys be on board with it and approve it, before doing it. So if that's what they wanted, if Kevin Durant's like, hey guys, I need y'all to hire Steve Nash. What are you going to do?
Are we also aware that Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving might be two of the weirdest superstars in NBA history?
Listen, if you're Brooklyn, you've already
got over
lunch.
that hump.
You already got over that hump. That's who you hitch your wagon to.
They're great.
So that's where you are.
The Nets are going to be great next year regardless because you've got two of the top 10 players. Probably.
But I'm saying, for real, like if you're saying like if Kevin Durant, has got a good friendship, good relationship with Kevin Nash. I mean with Kevin Nash. Now Kevin Nash has been the coach. Steve Nash.
Kevin Nash. Scott Hall.
That's right, Scott Hall. Yeah, let's be real on this. They're already black and white, so they might as well just put the NWO logo on there. No, if Kevin Durant comes up and says, "Look, Steve Nash, he wants to coach. I want to be coach. We work together." I agree with you, but I'm saying if he comes to you and says this, and you've already paid him all this money, you brought him in.
We don't even know if Kevin Durant can walk. I mean, just be for real, bro.
I'm saying no. I'm telling you, what if you're Sean Marks, the GM, or
I get
Joe Tsai, what are you going to do? I mean, you got to. If
Kevin,
Kyrie and Kevin, you going to say we're going to keep Jacques Vaughn over making you happy?
No,
I like Jacques Vaughn, but I'm just saying this.
I'm going to say, Kevin, look, we're going to hire Steve Nash as the assistant coach. He can sit right beside you on the bench if you like, but we're not going to give the keys to this team to someone who doesn't know what he's doing. Because I'm telling you, man, if the Nets aren't awesome next year, people are going to say, why in the hell did they hire somebody who doesn't know what they're doing? And you're going to see poor Jacques Vaughn over there just coaching his ass off, but he's not the coach of the team. You know that. Come on, man. They're gonna give that team to a dude who's never coached a game before? It's much expectation.
Listen, I totally agree with you. I'm saying in all situations, like, it's not fair to Jacques Vaughn, who did a really nice job. It's not fair
Free Jacques
to Leapfrog.
Vaughn, man. Free Jacques Vaughn.
It's if Steve Nash were black, would this be the case?
I didn't say it. Anthony saying did not say that.
I know. I'm saying it. No, I think I'm saying it. I mean, I think that's a clear, fair question to ask.
Patrick Ewing never got a coaching job in the NBA.
No.
Tons
big men never.
Of former players never got spots as a head coach. But Steve Nash out of nowhere just gets a gig.
Steve Nash out of nowhere.
Jacques Vaughn, take your black tail down there.
Is this a Derek Fisher type of situation?
What you mean? Is he sleeping with Matt Barnes' wife?
No,
not sure.
Strong allegation.
Yeah.
No, that's not where I'm
going.
Look
into it. Let's Google it. I don't know.
No, I think that's a very fair question to ask. I think that's a question that should be asked by folks up in Brooklyn. I think that should be one of the first things they talk about at the press conference. I think you could talk about how woke Steve Nash is and how on board with all that stuff that Steve Nash is, and he has been an advocate for fighting racism and all that stuff. I think that's all very true, but it's another example, I think, of the privilege in this situation, the assumption that because of Nash, what's happened with him, that he's able to, that you assume that he's going to have a certain level of skill as a head coach, and it may or may not be the case.
He's not even going to be coaching the team. Jacque Vaughn is coaching that team next year, bro. He's there like as a spearhead. He's just there. He's a figurehead, bro. Like, come on, man. Like, what are we talking about, bro? Steve Nash finna coach that team.
Does it say in Woj's story that he's going to be Jacque Vaughn's going to be the assistant coach?
Yeah.
Yes, he's the lead.
He's the lead assistant. He's going to be the highest paid, highest compensated assistant coach in the NBA because he's going to be the coach of the team.
Because they're compensating him for what they're doing to him.
Man, get out of here, man. Free that man. Free Jacque Vaughn.
He agreed to it, so that's on him.
I ain't mad at him, bro. It just ain't right. He agreed to it because he knows how the system works in the NBA.
I mean, I'm just telling you, when you say free Jacque Vaughn, it's, he's.
Chris Paul finna retire in a couple of years. You think they're gonna turn around and give Chris Paul a job like this? No. He'll be the third assistant on somebody's.
I think they might. No, I think they might actually. I think he might. If anyone knows how to politic, Chris Paul knows how to.
Steve Nash, the fakest MVP, most trash MVP in league history, bro.
Don't start lashing out, man. Nash was a phenomenal player.
He was, but do you think if you put prime Chris Paul on those teams, they'd have been better? Those Suns team. Stop it. Go to break.
No, but I'm not saying. I mean, I'm just saying he's an extremely good player. Don't start lashing out. He's a player.
He was his MVP reign was horrible. It was.
He certainly should have been a two-time MVP. No. That's for sure.
What planet was Steve Nash better than Kobe Bryant?
One maybe, two definitely not. But I'm just saying, I don't. Something about this doesn't sit right with me.
Me either, Peter.
But I get it because of the influence. If it would be completely egregious if there was no previous relationship between him and Kevin Durant. But knowing that relationship, how deep that goes.
Bro, we've seen those type of things where players have, relationships with guys, but they don't turn into being the head coach. He gets a sweet job on the team.
But it's Kevin Durant, and the Nets are trying to make a splash.
Like I said,
the Nets have always been the shadow of the Knicks, even in all this whole thing. They're trying to make a splash. Yeah. This is a splash hire.
Because
that's what it is.
The Knicks wanted Steve. They wanted Steve
Kerr. The Nets had the unsplashy hire of Kenny Atkinson, and there wasn't any splash, and he did a fine job, whatever, and then he's gone. So.
It makes them It makes them the big team in New York, definitely.
Kenny Atkinson, they did the unsplash hire with the white guy. They can't have an unsplash hire, with a black assistant. They just can't do that apparently.
My guy Memphis X said that Jason Kidd did the same thing. I think that's true.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Jason Kidd did. Yeah,
he never coached anything.
He jumped straight in.
I mean, it could work.
And look how well that worked out.
Man, it could work. I mean, the Nets gonna be good as hell.
Look how great that worked out.
Yeah, I mean, to your point, to my point. But the Nets gonna be good as hell, bro. But
to everybody's point,
if Kevin Durant can still play, because we're acting like Kevin Durant had a migraine. You know what I mean? He had a serious, what ends a lot of guys' career type injury. So we don't know what KD's gonna look like next year.
All I'm saying is this is about Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. That's it. That's all.
Kevin Durant with a bad. What is it, Achilles?
Yeah, he's Achilles.
Yeah, Kevin Durant with a bad Achilles might be Anthony Tolliver, for all we know. So.
He's not. Spoiler alert.
Hey, what if he was?
We got to take a break. We got to come back, talk to us after the break. We don't talk about
that. Commitment, dedication, perseverance. At FedEx, our people are our strength. Even during these unprecedented times, we are delivering medical supplies, test kits, and the things you need every day. Helping the world move forward together. Strength, what we deliver by delivering. FedEx.
Napa know-how.
Get all the quality parts you need at your locally owned Napa. Because right now, when you order from Napa online, you can pick up curbside at your local store in just 30 minutes. Or get your order delivered direct to your door with free one-day shipping on over 160,000 quality parts when you spend $35 or more. Quality parts delivered quickly and safely. That's Napa know-how.
Napa know-how.
At participating stores. Standard ground shipping and exclusions apply.
Hey folks, I'm Jarrett Carter. My family recently purchased East Memphis Ace Hardware at Quince and White Station, and we're excited to offer the best selection of Big Green Egg and Traeger grills. And then don't forget about our Benjamin Moore Paint Studio and the Garden Center for flowers. Save 60% with our new Duracell key fob replacement program. We have a master locksmith service as well as glass cutting and screen repair. The East Memphis Ace Hardware, located at Quince and White Station behind Three Little Pigs.
Welcome to Triumph Auto Sales, where you'll have a great car buying experience. Triumph Auto Sales is your #1 source of quality pre-owned vehicles ranging from lease returns to new car trades, all at huge savings. Plus, Triumph has a full array of financing options to meet your needs. Find your next car online at triumphautosales.com or stop in today at 4875 Elmore Road. Triumph Auto Sales will help you get the vehicle you want at the price you need and the service you deserve. For a great car and a great experience from a local and family-owned business, visit Triumph Auto Sales.
Hi, I'm Troy Five Ash, owner of Five Ash Roofing. Do you have any idea why I never speak the way I am right now? It's because if you're honest, sincere, and knowledgeable, you do not need fast-talking, high-energy, gimmick-promising advertising to get a customer's attention. Speaking of that, how do you think companies can offer huge rebates and giveaways when you use their services or buy their products? By overcharging you in the first place, that's how. Five Ash Roofing doesn't operate that way. It's misleading and dishonest. When I provide a customer with the best products and the best service possible and do it at a fair price, why would I need gimmicks to sell it? Best products, best warranties, and best service possible. That's all we offer. Well, that and financing. Five Ash Roofing, proud partner of the Memphis Tigers and the official roofer of the Memphis Tigers home team. Five Ash Roofing, fair, honest, and ethical. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
Five Ash Roofing, it's what we do. We're here for you.
At Jason's Deli, you can stuff yourself full of great deli food that's healthy, fresh, and best of all, it's not expensive. Jason's Deli is all about choice. Whether you're looking for a gluten-free menu, vegetarian sandwiches, healthy kids' meals, or if you'd like to invent your sandwich via the build-your-own selections, Jason's Deli has you covered. And they only use fresh, wholesome ingredients. Choose from the club and specialty sandwiches, paninis, wraps, soups, salads, pastas, and much more. I love the cleanliness in the restaurant, the hospitality, and of course the cost. They have a huge salad bar and great soups, including Southwest chicken chili, fire roasted tortilla, organic vegetable, tomato basil, and many, many more. And if you're planning an event, their catering department is fantastic and can handle any size party. Go check out Jason's Deli's 4 locations. On Ridgeway in the Park Place Center, that's my favorite, on Germantown Parkway in Cordova, at Poplar and Highland, and on Goodman Road in Olive Branch.
We are Sports 56 WHBQ Memphis, WIVG-FM Tunica Memphis, and WPG-FLP Memphis, Flynn Broadcasting Stations. Sports 56 traffic.
Right now we got a road, 2 cars on the side of the road here on I-40 and the 101 connector. They're blocking the right shoulder there. So that's I-40 at the 101 connector. So keep that in mind. So this is your Sports 56 traffic update.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston.
Yes, I will be good, I promise.
Co-hosting Sports 56 Mornings is Anthony Sane.
That's great, man.
This hour is brought to you by Acura of Memphis. Now, back to Peter and Anthony.
Woo!
Well, it is hour number 3 in the Family Leisure Studios. Kiss stealing, wheeling dealing.
Yes, sir.
Jet flying, limousine riding. We're doing all that here. Space Mountain, maybe the oldest ride, but it's got the longest line, and everybody knows that. Let's never forget that.
Yep.
To be the man, Anthony saying, woo!
You got to beat the man.
You gotta beat the man.
There's a reason why your belt is silver and my belt is gold.
My shoes cost more than everything you're wearing right now.
Yep. Shortest ride, longest line. Space.
I spent more on my belts than you spent on every piece of clothing that you got in your closet, my man, and I can do it again and again and again.
Ric Flair told a girl in the small studio audience one time back when it was NWA. They had the small studio, the live audience. He told a girl, she said, "Young lady, your mother used to ride on Space Mountain." Yeah, bro. They take the ride on Space Mountain. We fool around with Ric Flair, man. Shout out to Ric Flair. Shout out to the black dude who does the Ric Flair impersonation. You know what I'm talking about?
The black dude who does Ric
He's
Flair
a wrestler.
impersonation?
He's a wrestler that does the Ric Flair impersonation. It's like 100% spot on. He did. He used to do Macho Man. The Black Machismo was like his nickname. But God, what's that dude's name? I'll ask Dustin Starr. He knows. I know he knows what I'm talking about.
Well, let's bring Dustin Starr on.
Yeah.
Maybe he knows. Dustin Starr, of course, joining us as he does every Thursday at this time. We talk a little wrestling and all kinds of other stuff with Dustin here at the Family Leisure Studios. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 star. You can also watch Dustin on Championship Wrestling CW30 at noon, and you can do all the stuff that follow all of his exploits. I think you're going to be like at the Lauderdale County the fair or something going on there, Dustin. I mean, you got a lot happening.
First and foremost, guys, good morning. Good morning. I am wearing a $10,000 custom-made suit.
Woo!
I don't know what you're wearing. I'd be ashamed to wear it. Woo! It's hard for me to keep these J's down, and the guy you're talking about is Jay Lethal. Man.
Jay Lethal, that's it. Jay Lethal, yeah.
He has a fantastic Macho Man and Ric Flair. You got to go to YouTube and look up Jay Lethal Ric Flair. It's awesome.
Yeah, off the chain, man. Are you surprised he never got called up to WWE?
I'm
sure they'd make him like a burglar or something like that. He would probably have a burglar gimmick.
I'm sure they would have some sort of gimmick.
Crackhead gimmick, yeah.
Well, so like Jay Lethal, he's kind of one of those guys that did so well in other promotions. You know, like Impact Wrestling, he was there forever, and now Ring of Honor, he was the world champion. And some of these guys, they make really, really good money just traveling around with those other organizations. So I know that some people will say, oh, yeah, whatever. But not everybody's goal is to go to WWE. I mean, remember AJ Styles? They recruited him for years and years and years, and he wouldn't leave Impact Wrestling. And then finally, when he got big enough, not only did he go to WWE and be very, very successul, but he got to keep his name. He was one of the few guys, you know, that was able to keep his name from one company to the next.
Dustin,
he's a great wrestler.
Who were your heroes coming up? Like, who were the guys that you idolized or you patterned your style or your gimmick after when you were coming up?
Woo! The Nature Boy! I mean, he had everything that you could possibly want. I mean, he was a great wrestler. He was a great talker. He had the look. He got it. That even if you didn't see him wrestle and you just heard him talk and looked at what he was wearing, you knew that he was a star. But one of the things that I've learned along the way is Sting, Hulk Hogan, Macho Man Randy Savage, just all the big-time baby faces. Mm-hmm. He helped make those guys. Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. I don't know that he would be a WWE Hall of Famer at this point if he didn't have a dancing partner like Ric Flair. And Flair made money with everybody, and he can still make money today, even though he's not in the ring, you know, wrestling. He can still talk people into the arena and talk people into watching him on television. But, you know, being a local guy, of course, Bill Dundee, Jerry Lawler, guys like that, Sting. But Ric Flair, man, when you're an aspiring young wrestler, first of all, like I had to have a hot woman by my side at some point, like Ric Flair, right?
Yep.
So Flair was like,
although he had multiple hot women, so I don't, Maria may not like that particular aspect of Ric Flair's situation.
She wouldn't like that, but man, just to see him pull up in a stretch limousine and like 10 women get out of the car, and he's wearing a Rolex that costs more than probably what the limousine cost. Mm-hmm. It was just a character that you all kind of everybody. And he used to say it, you know, women want him and men want to be him.
He lived his gimmick. He lived the gimmick, though. There's no doubt about that.
That's a whole nother story.
Yeah, I mean, he lived it in all sorts of ways, good and bad, and very bad.
Right.
That documentary that they did, the 30 for 30, was unbelievable on him. Was really, really, really good. Sad in some ways, exciting in others. It was something else.
Very honest.
Very honest.
So
brutally honest.
Brutally honest. Yeah, that it painted him in a bad light, but people respected him for just, being as honest. And if you guys missed his last promo just a couple of weeks ago with Randy Orton, I mean, you never see a promo like that anymore. I mean, the way that his eyes watered up and just speaking real, you can't write that down on a piece of paper and have somebody memorize it and go out and perform it. It's Flair is just still so good.
We talked about that last week. There was so one of the things that I wanted to ask you about. I saw this yesterday. I was watching a couple of AEW matches, and I guess it's more because of the lack of noise or the lack of crowd stuff or whatever. Maybe I'm noticing it more than I otherwise would have. But it made me think about the referee in the ring. And there was a women's match where the referee kind of almost, he distracted me with all of his movements and all of his exaggerations and stuff. If you're a referee in the ring, most referees are, former wrestlers or are wrestlers, have, obviously are part of the business. They've trained, they understand how the whole thing operates, and they're vital to the match. What do you want to see in a good referee in a match? What's the role of the referee in telling a good match? Because I almost got distracted by some of these referees.
Yeah, that's a great question. You don't even want to notice the referee. I remember I refereed with WWE, and when I would come to the back of my first couple of matches, Billy Kidman would be the one on the headset kind of giving me the orders. And we talked about how they rib you and all that kind of stuff. But basically I said, how to do. I was just trying to get feedback from him, and he was like, didn't even notice you were there. And I thought, well, dang, that sucks. And then later he pulled me to the side and he said, we're not supposed to know you're there. That means you did a great job. We are not supposed to notice the referee. And one of the things that I expect from a referee is to be a legit shoot referee. If a guy is choking somebody in the ropes, don't give me all that pantomime and stuff. Get in there, man. You got to treat it like it's legit. And AEW, as much as I love them, they have probably the weakest refereeing that I've ever seen. There was another spot last night on AEW Dynamite, and it wasn't necessarily the referee's fault, but they counted 3. The guy had the ropes, so he had to wave it off. But there's so many times that they count 3 on accident that and don't even acknowledge. It's almost like the announcers say, what just happened? And in a legit sport, and I know we're trying to, bring reasoning to an unreasonable business or logic to an illogical business, but the referee has to be legit. I was doing a match in front of Jim Ross, and Jim Ross was the voice of WWE at the time, and the ladies got in the corner. I gave them plenty of time, and I had to count 5. And when I did, I rang the bell. So this match that was specifically for Jim Ross to see these women wrestle, the referee had to stop it because they just totally disregarded everything that I said. And that's how it should be. I know they're working together, but a lot of times they really bury the referee. But to answer your question, you're not supposed to even acknowledge the referee. It made me crazy the other week when they had an interview with Mike Chioda backstage.
Yeah, it's too much. Like, stop. Like, and it's like, and like all these histrionics when somebody does a move and he jumps up and flips his arms and does all kinds of crazy stuff, and like it just like I totally agree with you. But I think you made a great point. This is one of those little things that I really think is vital. And I remember, I think it may have been Jim Ross actually talking about this, or maybe another old time guy. But the whole thing was the referee would take the wrestlers in, or the referee would talk to the wrestlers before the match, and this is like old timers, like Harley race type, and he'd say, Harley be like, okay, what's your 3 count? Show me your 3 count. And like the referee would get down on the locker room floor and actually do the 3 count, and then he'd say, okay, now do it exactly that way in the ring. And then it was the wrestler's responsibility at that point to kick out. Like if you're the referee, you cannot change your cadence of your count because you're worried that somebody's not going. If they don't kick out, then the match is over. Like that's you gotta do a 10 count that's supposed to be a 10 count, a 3 count that's supposed to be a 3 count, and it's on the wrestlers to figure out how to work around that. If you want to have any kind of like you make it halfway presentable, it's got to be like that.
A referee can absolutely ruin a 5-star match by botching the count in the end of the match or stopping his count or just doing something dumb. I was on live television, and Jerry Calhoun counted my tag team partner out 1, 2, 3. We went to the back. That wasn't supposed to happen. He literally just fast counted him out. We got to the back, and we said, "Hey, Jerry, what happened?" And he's like, "Got to kick out." And I looked at my partner. I was like, "I thought he did kick out." And he goes, "Look, I'm counting your shoulders to the mat, and that's it. You kick out before I count 3." And he walked away. He gave us the business, like, "You two little jabronis," which is in the dictionary, by the way. Thanks to the
I saw
Rock.
that. Congratulations.
You two, and that started right here in Memphis. I heard Lawler say that before I heard The Rock say that. But he was basically, "You two jabronis need to learn how to kick out." He walked away, and that was it, man. When legendary referee Jerry Calhoun tells you you didn't kick out fast enough, I mean, who are you to argue that? So
exactly.
We picked up a loss on television because we didn't kick out fast enough. That's how it's supposed to be.
It's not. If you want to have I'm a big believer in the whole concept that you have to have like rules. I know it's wrestling, but there has to be like a rule. There has to be a structure to the whole thing, or else it doesn't make any sense.
I mean, just imagine if an NBA player put his hand, grabbed the referee by the shirt. I hate that in a wrestling match because. And again, we're bringing logic to an illogical business, but you would never in any other sport ever see a wrestler put his hands on the referee and not get disqualified or get fined or suspended or something. So I think there should be more emphasis. It would legitimize the business a little bit more, and it gives you a different finish. You could do those types of finishes on
Absolutely.
purpose.
Oh, I'm a huge believer. I'm like a time put a time limit on matches. I'm a big believer in real time limits. Like that way, that gives you a legit finish that can be. Doesn't have to have someone going over for somebody else. You can have a legit other finish, like actual rules where if you got chokes for more than 5 seconds, he's disqualified. Like that can be a legit finish. If you start to actually put these rules in place, and then that gives you heels can actually heal off of breaking rules that are legitimately in place, and it gives them a chance to actually cheat. When you don't have any rules, you can't cheat because there's nothing to cheat. Whereas if there's no actual rules. If you're just going to let a chair shot slide, or you're going to let guys fight outside for a minute and a half and not count, then what is a heel supposed to do? No wonder you don't have any real true old school heels. What can you heel off of if there's no rules?
You're exactly right, man. You are 100% right. Now, I am a fan. Like if the ref jumps out of the ring to try to get the guys back in, that's a way to make the count go longer.
I mean, I'm not saying you got to I mean,
that.
There's obviously some like room for. You could fudge it a little bit here and there, but like for the most part, it's got to be like, you got to have like it's like if you're doing a play and you're out there in the middle of a play on stage, if somebody like accidentally knocks over the stage set, you got to just keep going. You can't like stop. Well, let me actually put this back up, and then no, like you got to roll with it. Like if mistakes are made, you got to incorporate that into the action. If some And you can't like stop things. They can't, the director of the play can't come out and be like, "Oh, wait, actually, we did this wrong. Let me redo this." And
right?
No, whatever happens, happens. That's the way it goes, man. And the role of the referee is to actually do it, man. Come on.
That's exactly right. I feel like MMA refereeing is good. So if you have a chokehold on or something, or the guy's in the corner. You can put your hands on the wrestlers to an extent. You're not going to manhandle them and stuff, but get in there, man. Make it legit. Don't be pushed around. And that's kind of how we're trained, is to be a shoot ref. But it's a work, and so they treat it like a work.
Dustin, we were talking about Roman Reigns earlier, and I was saying how he's made a recent heel turn, and it looks awesome doing it. By the way, it looks supernatural on him. What do you think? Why do you think it took so long for the WWE to grudgingly move him over to being a heel? Because he's got a heel look to me. His wrestling style is heel. The way he like smiles and laughs almost sarcastically in the ring while he does things. He just always seemed like a perfect heel to me, just a monster heel. And now they matched him with Paul Heyman. Why do you think it took so long for the WWE to finally do that with him?
Just that polarizing reaction when they come out, just like John Cena. if you remember when he beat The Undertaker at WrestleMania and gave Undertaker his second loss, that next night on Monday Night Raw, the people booed him out of the building. He didn't even have to say a word. He just smirked, and he said, "It's my yard now." And that was the whole promo, but it was 10 minutes or so of the fans just, booing and cheering all at the same time. So it's just that mixed reaction because, a lot of people will say, well, they're booing him. They should turn him heel.
Right.
Well, not everybody's booing him. There were a lot of kids that love him and buy his T-shirts, and my son has his vest, his glove, the whole 9 yards. But it just took that long for the John Cena effect, I think. And Roman also, he doesn't have to cheat. So I do like that he's put with Paul Heyman, so Heyman can kind of do that dirty work. Like coming out towards the end of the match and signing the contract, that Payback was great. He didn't necessarily, it was no holds barred anyway, but you're not going to see Roman Reigns necessarily like cheat, I don't think. I think we'll see Heyman do that because he's been built as such a BA that he can beat anybody. Brock, you name it, Roman Reigns is the guy. So this change for him is going to be awesome. And you're right, he looks fantastic. He was not sitting on the couch during the pandemic, that's for sure.
Yeah, because it seemed like, they he came in and actually got people were glad to see him back, because he was out.
Yeah.
And then they came in and they instantly made him a heel, which I thought was a great move. And I've got time I spent time as a teacher's assistant at an elementary school, and one of my duties was having to have makeshift PE classes for the kids. And I was always greeted with a host of Superman punches by every kid in elementary school. So, yeah, I definitely know that the kids definitely are big Roman Reigns fans because I was greeted every day with a Superman punch to various parts of my body. So, yeah.
Yes, and it's merchandise sales, too.
Yeah.
You guys remember back before the people thought that Roman was being shoved down their throat? When it came to the Shield, one of the most popular trios ever, people wanted Roman Reigns. They wanted to push him. And then when he won the Royal Rumble and stuff started happening, then it was the normal thing to do. The cool thing to do is to boo that guy like they boo Cena.
Right.
And, the adults would boo and the kids would cheer, and they just never turned him until now. And I think it's good. I think it's time. The guy's legit, and he makes money.
On the other end, do you think that never turning Cena heel was a good move? Do you think they did well by doing that?
I do think that they did well with Cena, just because they haven't ever really done that before.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, other than, let's say, I don't think Sting was ever a heel, but also, even during his Crow Sting days, I don't think he was ever turned heel. WWF and WWE never turned Hulk Hogan heel until WCW did it. But Cena just seems like that one guy that no matter what, especially to kids, because of Make-A-Wish and all that good stuff, I kind of agree with it in hindsight is, why turn him? And he was kind of a heel at first with the Thugonomics gimmick, too. It's just his popularity got him cheered.
Right.
Well, and
I like Cena, too.
Well, I mean, Cena's a legend of the whole thing. Now, we were talking. I was thinking about this with you. The storytelling aspect of all this stuff. What's your favorite match that whether it's local or national, that told the story in the ring, like the favorite storytelling match, not necessarily like technically proficient, whatever, but just the story of what happened in the ring. What's your favorite?
Man, just telling a story inside the ring. A lot of folks that don't watch wrestling, I will tell them to watch WrestleMania 13. Bret Hart versus Stone Cold Steve Austin, where
legendary.
It was just legendary match to where Austin was a bad guy going in, and by the time the thing ended. So if you didn't know the build up to that or anything, you just watched from start to finish with Ken Shamrock, by the way, as the referee, which was awesome. You literally see the story of the people turn on Bret just based off of his actions in the ring and what happens after the ring. Or after the match, after the bell rings. So his attack on Austin, he went into the match as a babyface and he left as a heel. And it all happened within that 20 to 30-minute time frame that they had that match. Also, there's a good storyline. It's one episode of Championship Wrestling on Classic Wrestling where Lawler and Dundee got into it with the Fab, and it all happened in an hour. Got into it with the Fab. Dundee turns heel, challenges Lawler to the Southern Heavyweight title match. goes from being a babyface all the way to a heel and winning the title at the end. And it was just like, wow, what just happened in that hour and a half? So much just happened, but then as far as telling the story in the ring of what people would kind of know, Austin and Bret was just great from WrestleMania 13, bell to bell.
Absolutely loved it. That match, then for the entire storytelling thing, the Macho Man or Macho King at the time, Randy Savage versus Ultimate Warrior, retirement match from WrestleMania 7, where Savage ends up doing the whole full turn and Elizabeth comes back at the very end. And I thought, that, to me, that's Warrior's, with respect to Hulk Hogan, I thought that was actually Warrior's best match. And the story was to turn Randy from heel to face, and I just
the people cared so much about
that lady
Miss
was
Elizabeth.
crying, was weeping in the front. I mean, it's just people are crying watching this, like for real. Like it's
Miss Elizabeth could just she could make any storyline even that much more important, and she never cut promos. She never wrestled in the ring. Yeah, I mean, literally, she just had this presence about her that even when the Mega Powers were together and Hogan carried her out because she got knocked off the apron, like that whole feud started because of jealousy between Macho and Hogan with Miss Elizabeth. And any time that Macho turned heel and went with Sensational Sherry or something else, the best way to get him back over as a babyface was bring back Miss Elizabeth. And so, that match was great. And then just the cherry on top was kind of the love story with Miss Elizabeth coming back and them hugging, and the people just went nuts. It was just like a love story that you don't get in wrestling. Nobody ever believes anymore, but that was so believable. The fans always had a good reaction anytime that Miss Elizabeth was involved.
Dustin, are you a part of Retribution?
Well, I can't tell you. Retribution, I'm glad you brought that up, because the longer it goes on, the more steam that they lose.
Mm-hmm.
And it makes me ask you guys the question, who is the leader? I got a couple of ideas, but
CM Punk.
It's got
Mr.
to be somebody big. It has to be like a CM Punk, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Because at this point, if it's anybody but a big major star, like if it's just a group of NXT guys led by another NXT guy, you're like,
who cares?
Yeah.
No. So I was thinking
this reminds me of the when Mr. McMahon was the head of the.
It was me.
It was me all along. Everyone's like, that's stupid.
But what about your boy, man? Aren't they bringing him back? The guy
or like when Rikishi was the guy that ran over Stone Cold. It's like, geez,
right.
like that's terrible. Like who ran? Come on,
like
really?
They just ran out of ideas. But Dustin, isn't your boy? I'm sorry. Go ahead. Isn't your boy?
No, go ahead.
Didn't they just sign your boy back? The tall guy from England or whatever. I used to like that guy too, man. He was over the Nexus the first time they did it.
Oh yeah, so that was the other guy. So I would say that CM Punk is number one, and I know people think that Punk hates WWE. Hey, look, he was on WWE TV this year,
right?
So nothing is out of the ordinary if they sign him. Plus, they need the ratings. Throw a bag of money at him and bring those ratings back. It has to be CM Punk. He's done stuff like that before, but I love Wade Barrett. Worked with Wade. Yeah, I worked with him back in 2010. He was a commentator recently with the NWA that you can watch on YouTube. He is a great broadcaster, and when I saw him on NXT doing the commentary, I thought, why not do Wade Barrett? Because Wade he was extremely popular when he left.
Yep.
He should have been a world champion with Nexus. I just don't want them to call it the new Nexus or Nexus 2 or anything like that.
Yeah.
Let him be the leader of something new, and I think it'll work because people really do like Wade Barrett. But is that enough star power for Retribution?
I think they may be in trouble in this whole thing. I think they've bitten off more than they could chew on this.
Eric Bischoff.
We'll see.
No, it can't be Eric Bischoff.
Hulk Hogan.
I mean,
Let's
Bischoff's a big name, but I just feel like it needs to be somebody that can move the needle and that can sell tickets.
DDP.
Jake's already under contract.
President Trump. Bring him out the Hall of Fame.
Oh, gosh. Hey, that gets plenty of heat.
You want the heat right there. That's right.
All
right, Star, we appreciate it, buddy.
Oh, yeah,
we'll
man.
watch you on Saturday on CW30. Have a good one, my friend.
I appreciate it. Saturday is an all-new show. It's
hey, very nice.
One of the best shows we've ever done. We're back to live production, and you mentioned it earlier, Lauderdale County Fair. There's matches there tonight at 7:30. You can go to championshipwrestlingmemphis.com for all the details.
Tell the folks in Lauderdale County we said hello, and we'll talk to you next week. All right, buddy.
Thanks, guys.
All right, he's Dustin Starr joining us. We'll take a break and continue here. Hour number 3, Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 96.1, 87.7.
Want to get your voice heard? Hit us up on the First Bank phone line or First Bank text line.
Hey, I'm Andy. I'm still not famous, but you might remember that I started Harry's because I was tired of overpaying for razors. It always felt like big brands were taking advantage of us. Every time they improved something back then, prices seemed to go up. At Harry's, we take a different approach. Today, I'm proud to introduce our sharpest blades ever, available at the same price as before, as low as $2 each. They're a new, sharper version of our German-engineered blades. Guys who shave 4 days a week have told us that with our new blades, their 8th shave is as smooth as their first. And we stand by that, with a 100% money-back quality guarantee at harrys.com. Millions have already made the switch to Harry's, and we hope you will too, with this special offer. Get a Harry's starter set featuring our new, sharper blade, a weighted razor handle, shave gel, and a travel cover. All for just $3 plus free shipping. Just go to harrys.com and enter 7730 at checkout. That's harrys.com, code 7730. Enjoy.
Fall is right around the corner, and so are the holidays, and Window Genie can make your home or business sparkle with their streak-free guarantee window cleaning, gutter clearing, pressure washing, and so much more. And now they are offering early specials on your holiday lighting. That's right, Window Genie will customize your lighting, install it, maintain it, and store it away. Install by November 1st and get 15% off. Call Kate Robertson for a free estimate. Window Genie, 901-424-4100, and ask for the Sports 56 special.
First Bank is here to help you, whether you're a business looking for a loan to expand or refinance an existing one, a homeowner looking for a mortgage or home equity line, a consumer wanting to finance your dream car, or wanting a competitive rate on your CD deposits. Let First Bank try to handle your banking needs. Stop into one of First Bank's 3 local branches today, 6482 Poplar Avenue just east of International Paper, 8398 Highway 64 across from Wolf Chase, and 6280 Highway 64 in Oakland. Or check them out online at firstbankonline.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Summertime and the living is easy. No more cutting or paying utilities. Literally, you guys, Town Village Audubon Park, nestled in the heart of East Memphis, located corner of Park and Cherry, is a beautiful residential neighborhood. Looking for a great place to retire, but you still have a very active lifestyle? Then visit Town Village. Only requirements that you're 55 plus. Prices per month starting at $24.50. The Gourmet Chef welcomes you to visit our restaurant and bistro. Package includes 3 complimentary meals per day, maid service, free local transportation, monthly coffee club, themed dinner parties, lots of fun. Visit us and call Daniel or Bo at Town Village Audubon Park at 901-374-7342. There's no place like home. Town Village Audubon Park.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston.
Yes, I will be good, I promise.
Co-hosting Sports 56 Mornings is Anthony Sane.
That's great, man.
This hour is brought to you by Acura of Memphis. Now, back to Peter and Anthony.
Mick Foley! That's Mick Foley's music!
There it is. There it is.
Hour number 3 continues here.
You want my Mick Foley opinion?
Sure.
Great worker, took bumps well, would do anything for a pop. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Those type of things.
Mm-hmm.
I liked him a lot better as crazy as Cactus Jack in WCW over anything he did in the WWE.
More than Mankind or any of that?
Yeah.
As a wrestler, as just a personality?
It's just a gimmick. Because
he
got older, he kind of got this his shape was so trash, like it was kind of hard to look at him on screen.
Well, because he's just he was just a mess. I mean, the guy's just beat himself up so much he threw himself off I mean, the bumps he took was insane. I mean, so of course he could barely walk, and he was never like the most muscular dude anyway. So yeah, he looked rough. I mean, I get what you're saying. I just think if WCW had used it right, I think it would have been really interesting. But I'll still that match he had against Vader, where he got powerbombed on the concrete. It was that sick bump, disgusting. But I still liked. I think my favorite was how he ended up being like the Rock and Sock connection. Like I loved the Rock and Sock connection. That was hilarious.
Yeah, it was pretty good stuff.
I mean, he's great.
Rock and Sock.
Rock and Sock. And then the jokes he would make, and I wish The Rock could have made fun of himself a little bit. I mean, it's just that would have been more fun. Speaking of which, we wish The Rock the best. He, his wife, and his daughters all got COVID. That's not good.
Yeah, I saw it.
So he says he's doing okay and he's recovering, so that's good. But you got to watch out for all of that. Are you going to be watching tonight? You going to be watching some football tonight?
Probably.
Are you ready for some football?
Probably not. Who's playing today?
Oh, what do you mean? Who's playing today? Really?
Is there a song?
Central Arkansas and UAB? Huh?
No, I'm not watching it. Is there a song that goes with
South Alabama and Southern Miss? Are you not? Come on, man.
You heard what I said, bro?
What?
Is there a song that you kind of associate with college football?
Yeah, the SEC on CBS theme song.
How it go?
Oh
yeah. Yeah, you're right.
And then there's all these drums just.
So what's the song for college basketball?
It's the other one. That's for some reason Round Ball Rock went into my head. It's this is the one right here. Yeah, listen to this song. Listen to these drums. Yeah, you just gotta wail on those drums.
Yeah.
Now this makes you think football right here. Tonight, it is Central Arkansas, UAB.
And COVID-19. A three-way battle where only one will survive.
South Alabama.
South Alabama.
Southern Miss.
30 cases on campus for Southern Miss. 55 on. They're taking the mask off for this one.
Who you like tonight?
I don't care.
Yeah.
I just hope nobody gets COVID.
Well, I hope not either. I got to tell you, it might happen tonight. We'll see. Be careful out there. But yeah, we got some actual college football.
Yeah, man.
It's actual, real, honest to goodness college football. It's gonna be a little rainy today, but don't worry about it because you got a little college football out there tonight. Georgia quarterback Jamie Newman, who transferred in, is transferring out. Just like that. Grand opening, grand closing. So that would put JT Daniels potentially in there. He's amazing. This is a very Allen Iverson as a Grizzly sort of thing with Jamie Newman. If you got your Jamie Newman jersey, hope you kept that. It's going to be a collector's item right about there. So that is where we're at with that. Now we mentioned the COVID situation, the COVID roundup in the SEC. There continues to be issues in.
R.I.P. to Peter. That's a screenshot. My man stood up there straight frozen on the screen, man. I don't even know what he was talking about. I was waiting for him to finish so I could jump in, man.
It's like I had an idea what he was trying to say.
Insane. We were talking about that. They're doing a thing where apparently COVID is found in your waist earlier, even before you are symptomatic.
Your waistline or in your poop?
Yeah, that's right. I prefer to say waist. I'm trying to be a little classy, but you say poop. That's fine.
Your feces, your fecal matter.
It's apparently found. Yes, it's found in the fecal matter.
Is feces meat?
Dear God, no. They're testing. They're testing that particular
testing or testes. Which one?
Testing.
Testing. Okay.
You just lost it. You're just on. I don't even know what you're doing right now.
Are
they're testing
Testes eggs?
I think we lost them again.
Man, pay your Wi-Fi bill, Peter Emerson. It's the 3rd of the month. You know they were cutting you off on the 3rd. Do on the 1st, cutting you off on the 3rd.
That's an interesting approach, and it's worked in Arizona State, and it's worked at a couple other universities.
Peter, are you aware that your last 30 seconds didn't come out? Are you aware of that?
No.
All right, yeah. Fix your bit rates over there, man. Your bit rates are terrible.
I gotta check my bit rates.
Yeah, check your bit rates, man. Keep your bit rates in order, man.
I hate when you have to check the bit rates.
Yeah, a true pimp got to keep his bit rates in order out here, man. Come on.
In these bit rate streets, it's like the bandwidth streets out here. It's difficult to speak with all of that.
What kind of pimp are you, man? Your bit rates out of order. Come on, man.
Bad news for the NCAA staff. They will furlough their entire staff for 3 to 8 weeks in stretches beginning later this month, staggered all the way through January in a cost-saving measure. You'll be happy to know that the executives in the NCAA, your Mark Emmerts of the world, the furloughs will not affect them. So that's good, right? We got to make sure those executives get all the money that's out there.
Can't affect the executives.
The lowly folks, sorry, they're going to have to be unpaid for a month or two. Incredible, right?
So you're saying I should watch the college football game today, right?
I'm not telling you what you do whatever you want.
I'm tuning in, man.
Independent Brazilian cinema, if you want.
What I've been delivered from that type of stuff. Is
that, I don't know. I'm not so sure that's true. Anyway,
trying to see which stream I'll be watching to watch that. Which channel would that be on? Is it ESPN game or something? Man, Peter, your stuff is trash, bro. Like you need to just like throw the whole whatever you got. Is he sitting still right now? Is he frozen?
No, I don't think he is.
Oh man, do you see it like it's fast forward?
But I think with Southern Miss, I think because I was going to sit down and watch it, but I realized like the player that I wanted to watch, he went into the draft this year, so it's no
hard
point.
to keep up with COVID-19. We kind of lost track of who actually is still in playing college football and who's not. Let's see information on the game today.
Yeah. Like, I think it's Quez Watkins. That's the guy that I want to watch. Because he was like a really, really dynamic kickoff return guy. Like,
he's went to the NFL instead?
Yeah. I think he went to the Eagles, I can't remember.
Oh, yeah, he just got drafted. Yeah. Shout out to that dude. But, yeah, I'll be tuned in.
That's exciting.
Today. Yeah, I'll be tuned in. Southern
That's
Miss.
exciting right there.
South Alabama. Peter, are you with us? Are you all the way with us, man?
I've been with you. I've listened to that whole thing. I don't know what you're talking about.
Fix your Wi-Fi, man. Pay your Wi-Fi. Well, you know that
everything's fine.
Due on the 1st, they're cutting you off by the 3rd, man. You knew that, man. 8 a.m. They stretched you out to 9:45, man. Come on. You know
I had a conversation with them about taking me all the way to 10 o'clock.
And they didn't even do it. See?
I know. They said they were going to, but they didn't. You were talking about you've talked about how the University of Memphis has the Black Lives Matter decals on the helmet. Did you know that West Virginia is also going to do that?
I didn't know that. Shout out to West Virginia, bro.
West Virginia is where you've got a BLM decal
right.
on the helmet. So
and West Virginia is not where they smirked at the Simpson trial. I don't know if that was actually Virginia, where they smirked at the Simpson trial.
West. This is west of Virginia.
Yep, this is home of Jerry West.
Exactly right.
And Chris Wallace, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Not
exactly
the
right.
notorious B.I.G., but Chris Wallace of former Memphis Grizzlies GM.
That's how Chris Wallace started in the business, is doing a college football newsletter out of his parents' house in West Virginia, and see what happened right about there. In the NFL, Leonard Fournette has agreed to a deal with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He will join the all-star squad of Tom Brady, LaShawn McCoy, Rob Gronkowski, Ronald Jones. Do you think this is going to be just a romp to the Super Bowl, Tom Brady setting records, or is this going to be when Paul Pierce and Kevin Garnett went to
the Nets? It could go either way, man.
Yep.
Those guys are definitely good.
I know. That's why I asked you that question.
Yeah, it's. I'm
aware it could go either way.
When it come down to Brady, though, man, I ain't counting Brady out till he just start looking bad, and I ain't seen that yet. I haven't seen Brady look terrible I've seen him look older. I've seen him not look as Brady, but until he has that true trash season, I ain't ready to count that man out.
Like Eli Manning trash, or what are we talking about?
I'm talking about like looking like an old ass man out there. He ain't looking like that yet. So I'm not gonna count the dude out. Father Time is undefeated. Yeah, I get all that, but until I see it, I ain't betting on it. Somebody texted and said that BLM means Brazilian Lives Matter. That's what it means on Brazilian Lives Matter. Oh man,
I was gonna say. I thought it was more like Brazilian love movies for you.
Right. Right.
That's your favorite.
Brazilian.
All right, we'll
out of pocket, man.
Got to go check out some BLM tonight.
Yeah, man.
We'll
Marco.
We'll wrap up this insane edition of Sports 56 Mornings, Real Sports Talk. I can't believe we got into today. Sports 56
we've been all over the place.
97.7.
Check out Dave Pelosi and Brett Norsworthy with Sports Time on Sports 56. Weekdays from 3 to 6 on Sports 56, 96.1 FM and 87.7 FM.
It may not be stomach issues.
For me, it's intense gas, or pain, or diarrhea, sometimes all at once, over and over.
I spent years with the symptoms, but could never figure it out.
No matter what I did, they never went away. So I decided to break it down for my doctor and get really specific about my symptoms.
We discovered that exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI, may be the reason for my stomach issues.
EPI is caused by my pancreas. It leads to diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, unexplained weight loss, and oily stools. The symptoms just don't go away.
But EPI can show up with even one symptom.
The good news? EPI is manageable.
But to get to the right diagnosis, you have to break it down for your doctor and get specific about the severity of your symptoms.
Visit identifyepi.com to learn more and use the symptom checker to help change the conversation with your doctor. Brought to you by AbbVie.
Hey folks, it's Dominic Hoon, General Manager here at Sunrise on the Pike. I want to invite you to Sunrise Super Summer Sale going on right now. Deals are so hot, catch them before they're gone. Thinking about a new or used car or truck and not sure where to go to get the most for your money? Come to Sunrise on the Pike. More than 500 Buicks and GMCs to choose from. The majority price at employee pricing. Bad credit, bankruptcy, slow pay, that is okay. Here at Sunrise, we specialize in secondary financing, cars below $10,000. If you got a job, you're approved at Sunrise, the home of the guaranteed credit approval. See us online at sunriseonthepike.com or in person at 1800 Coving Pike.
Introducing Peacock, the new free streaming service from NBC Universal. It's hit movies, current shows, and live sports. News clips, trending bits, and timeless hits.
I want to go to there.
It's Kim and Courtney, Seth and Jimmy, Hoda, Savannah, Benson, and Stabler. It's the best of streaming and the best of TV, and that's why you can't not watch. Peacock. Watch for free. Upgrade for more. Stream now at peacocktv.com. These titles plus 35, the English Premier League and Law & Order SVU streaming now. Content availability may vary over time. Some content requires paid upgrade.
Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
Chris Price here for Brian Elder Roofing. The storms we've had over the past several months have been devastating to our communities. The rainy season is ahead. You may have not even noticed the dripping in your attic, water stains throughout your home, or even worse, mold and mildew. Please call Brian Elder Roofing and we will send out our project managers to assess any damage. We will not try to sell you a roof if all you need is a repair. We will measure your roof from outer space. 0% for 60 months, even no payments till 2022 are available with approved credit. If you've noticed missing shingles, water stains, leaks in your roof, call us before you call your insurance company at 867-0303. That's 867-0303, and we will provide a free, thorough inspection of your roof's condition.
Call 867-0303. Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston.
Yes, I will be good, I promise.
Co-hosting Sports 56 Mornings is Anthony Sane.
That's great, man.
This hour is brought to you by Acura of Memphis. Now, back to Peter and Anthony.
Working hard with his hands.
Oh, yeah. Oh, baby. Give back a dream. Don't you know?
By far, my
Dream Dusty Rhodes.
By far, my
Go
favorite
ahead, Zach.
my favorite clip is Hard Times. I could never I'd never go out a day without having to think about Dusty Rhodes going through.
It's hard times, Daddy. Kick you in the butt. Say, computer took your job, Daddy. That's hard times. Textile workers in this country. You understand what I'm saying? I'm saying it's hard times.
on Dusty Rhodes
Yes,
and
sir.
his family. You don't know what hard times are, Daddy. Hard times are
Daddy.
when the textile workers around this country are out of work and got 4 or 5 kids and can't pay their wages, can't buy their food. Hard times are when the auto workers are out of work and they tell them go home. And hard times are when a man has worked at a job 30 years. 30 years. They give him a watch, kick him in the butt, and say, hey, a computer took your place, Daddy. That's hard times.
Yeah, that's hard times, man.
A computer took your place, Daddy.
The prophet, I can't even think of his name. Dusty Rhodes, man. The prophet.
That's hard times.
He said that back in the 80s, man. And here we are in 2020, and the computers did take your job. Shout out to Dusty Rhodes.
That's exactly right. The textile workers in this country. Dusty Rhodes.
For 30 years.
Got Texas
30
man.
years, Daddy.
Texas says this whole show is trash today, fellas. What's going on? I actually enjoyed today's show. I feel pretty good about it. How about yourself, Peter? You feel okay?
I think they missed out on a key segment of the show. So
Yeah, it was pretty good show. I feel good about this.
several key segments of the show, actually.
How you feel about
like it's,
today's show, Zach?
It's been an insane show.
I pat myself on the back for leading you bums today to this great show. Shout out to me.
No, I don't know. I wouldn't put it like that. I think it was a good show in spite of you, rather than because of you. But
I think I had a total opposite of a James Harden performance yesterday. The team didn't win in spite of me. I did show up at the biggest moments, Game 7 today. So yeah, I showed up and dropped 50.
I think you had a little bit of a Tony Allen performance today. It was a little, trick or treat. You never quite know exactly what you're going to get.
I think it was more Lou Dortish. I think it was more of a Lou Dort type performance.
Lou Dort.
I gave you hard nosed defense.
Steve Nash.
Yeah, Steve Nash. Yeah.
Steve Nash is the head coach of the Brooklyn Nets. A rather extraordinary turn of events this morning, and
big news.
It's still kind of he's got a 4-year contract, which is unusual for a first-year head coach. First-time head coach, first anything head coach out there, and it's pretty amazing now. That goes down same way. I know it's not something that you necessarily want to talk about, but I think it's important. I think it's important to point out that now takes us down to 5 black head coaches in the NBA, where we 5 years ago we had 14.
I got a question for you. Have there been somebody gave me 2 off the air? They said J.B. Bickerstaff and Dave Fizdale. How many non-former player black coaches have there been? Who fit the Taylor Jenkins mold? Just guys who kind of worked their way up. I'm not gonna really say J.B.
Dwayne Casey. I don't think Dwayne Casey.
You don't think he played?
And I don't think Lloyd Pierce played.
Okay. Just one. Just throwing it out there. And if the Nets are good, everyone will say Steve Nash is good. But when the Cavs were good with Tyronn Lue, it was just he's got LeBron and Kevin Love and these guys. So you'll never hear that narrative about Steve Nash though. They'll say he's what a great hire by the Nets. Who just frustrates me, man. Just bothers me to see that type of stuff. You got something to say, Peter? Did your Wi-Fi go out again?
No, not again.
Can't even get through the show. Can't even get through the show.
Like for 2 hours, we was doing pretty well.
Man. Look at this, guys. Look at this screenshot, man. Well, Middays is up next with Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy. They're going to be talking about the college football game today, I'm sure. We're going to talk about the actual NBA and Mike and Jimmy Butler's mustache. But for Peter, for Zach, this is Anthony Sane, and we're out.